Good evening, and welcome to the YWCA Women of Distinction Awards presented by Scotiabank. Please join me in welcoming our host for this evening's festivities, renowned journalist, Global News Hour at 6 co-anchor, and a very distinctive woman herself, Sophie Louis.
Hello everyone. Can you hear me? Is that Mayor Stewart, Richard Stewart? I feel like last time I saw you was at a Women of Distinction event and the Canucks were in the playoffs. So 10, 20 years ago, something like that. Nice to see everyone tonight. Well, I can't really see you because I've got the lights in my eyes, but nice to be surrounded by 1,100 people. And please bear with me, it's been a long time since I've emceed an event in person with this many people all in one room, and it's so nice to be back. I almost don't recognize you all without like a little Zoom box around your face and your name in the bottom right corner. Well, great to be back, everyone. As the voice of God told you, I'm Sophie Louis. I'm from Global BC, and we've been a longtime partner with the YWCA Women of Distinction Awards, presented by Scotiabank once again. Thank you very much for joining us for a celebration this evening. After 2 online galas, the last time we did this was in 2019. And tonight, everyone, we honor the outstanding achievements and contributions made to the well-being and future of the communities right across Metro Vancouver and beyond. We're gathering here tonight to celebrate your outstanding achievements. And I hope that you take the time tonight to read about all the deserving nominees we're honoring tonight. We have information about them at your table, on your phones as well. We've all gotten very used to using our phones. We have a little description of why they've been nominated and the great work they're doing. And of course, tonight we're also about raising money for the YWCA and their great programs through our auction and raffle. So I'll give you some more information about that, but I do see that someone over here has the raffle and 50/50 ticket sign raised, so they will be coming around the room to sell you tickets. Well, everyone, I'm just gonna get your attention right. Oh, this is just like old times. Get your attention right up here again. And I'm delighted to announce we have a very special guest with us here this evening. So would everyone please rise if you are comfortable doing so. I'll just ask you all to stand if you're comfortable doing that. Thank you so much. And please welcome the Honorable Janet Austin, Lieutenant Governor of British Columbia, and the official party. I have to do that because I can't see which. Oh, she's over here. Hi, Janet. I know she's her honor, but I know she also likes to be called Janet too. Very nice to see you all. And of course, our Lieutenant Governor has a very special tie to the Women of Distinction Awards in the YWCA, and we'll hear more from her in a few moments. But before we begin this evening, I'd like to acknowledge, of course, that we are all celebrating tonight on the traditional, unceded, and unsurrendered territory of the Coast Salish people, including, thank you, the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. As a guest on these lands, I'm honored to have the opportunity to live and work in this beautiful part of the world, and I'm grateful to the traditional stewards of this land. As we know, there is a lot of work that still needs to be done by all of us to recognize and address the ongoing effects of colonialism, racism, and oppression on Indigenous peoples' education, cultures, health, and economic opportunities. Tonight, we will celebrate women from different backgrounds and in different fields who work together toward justice, equity, healing, and bettering their communities. This table over here is going to be the fun one tonight, I feel. I hope we can all recommit ourselves to learning and unlearning from the lessons that have come before us. It's only through that process that we can move forward in reconciliation to a better and stronger future. I'd now like to share with you a very exciting special guest performance. Dennis Leon from Kwantlen is a language teacher and cultural advisor to the nation, and Rosie Fillardo is studying to be a vet and is a singer from Kwantlen Nation, and it is our honor tonight to welcome them both to the stage to kick off this evening's celebrations.
Siamo swalakwa etos kwalawal, kwals kutslala, zaitum pinto, gwomux week, talito kwa Kwantlen, kesta stes gwomux te elis, musquim, e kwasami alap musquim, slawatus, squamish softamo. Good evening, everybody. I'd just like to welcome you all to Coast Salish territory, and we're going to kick it off and ground everybody with a song. Aichka.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Dennis and Rosie, once again for welcoming us. Ladies and gentlemen, Judy Hess, who is a Women of Distinction Awards alumni, also the event chair and CEO of Copperleaf Technologies, is unable to be with us tonight and sends her regrets. So I'd like to invite the Global VP of Employee Experience at Copperleaf Technologies, Linda Lupini, to the stage to say a few words on her behalf. And you can sit down now. I just realized you're all still standing. You're so well behaved.
Thank you, Sophie. Good evening, everyone, and thank to all of you for being here with us tonight. I'm honored to be here representing Judy Hess, the event chair for the 39th Annual Women of Distinction Awards. Judy was a YWCA award finalist in 2015 and was inspired by the recognition and celebration of so many amazing women and their achievements. Having worked for almost 4 decades in the technology sector, she has witnessed the gender gap firsthand throughout her career. Although it's unfortunate that it still exists today, leaders like Judy have proven that gender diversity delivers results. As a YWCA finalist in 2018 myself, I have seen how this event honors those who advance gender equity across all sectors and helps raise funds for programs that support women, girls, and gender-diverse people in our city. The more we can raise the visibility of women, leaders, and support diversity in leadership, the more we will inspire young women to follow their dreams and drive positive change in the world around us. As Ruth Bader Ginsburg reminded us so often, women belong in all places where decisions are made. It shouldn't be that women are the exception. The Women of Distinction Awards began in 1984, and up until that time, even though many women had made significant advancements in the workplace, few were publicly celebrated by the community. The YWCA knew these women needed to be acknowledged, and so the Women of Distinction Awards was born. Over time, the awards have evolved, and here we are celebrating 39 incredible years of outstanding accomplishments. Since its inception, we have recognized more than 300 deserving recipients and more than 1,900 outstanding nominees. I know you just sat down, but may I ask all Women of Distinction nominees and alumni in the audience tonight to please stand as we recognize you with a round of applause. Amazing. I know we're in for a fantastic evening, and I would now like to invite Her Honor, Janet Austin, the Lieutenant Governor of BC, up to the podium to say a few words.
Here she is. Good evening, everyone. It is so great to be here today. And I absolutely love the YWCA, and don't you all? Woohoo! Now, I know we all want to talk to each other, and I promise to be brief, but if I could have your attention for a few minutes, I have a few things to say. So first of all, I too would like to acknowledge the Coast Salish peoples, the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh, and thank them for sharing these lands in peace and friendship. I'm going to say in my poorly pronounced Sinchothan, Aitzquaichel, Stelacha, Aikwanas Kwanangahela, which means, good evening, dear friends. It's wonderful to be among you today, and I do mean that so very sincerely. I want to comment briefly on the practice of land acknowledgement. I think it's an important practice, and I'm very, very pleased to see that it's being broadly adopted. But this week, it holds special significance. It was 1 year ago that Canadians broadly were awakened, and I'll say awakened in their hearts, to the truth of the appalling treatment of Indigenous children in residential schools through the revelation of 215 unmarked graves of children at the Tk'emlúps te Secwepemc Residential School. So today and every day, the land acknowledgement is an important opportunity to reflect on the legacy of colonialism and the harms of the past, and the responsibility that we all share to contribute the healing that is needed in Canada. So I will share with you that for myself, I'm a 7th generation Canadian. My ancestors came to Nova Scotia during the Scottish clearances when their lands were taken away by the aristocracy. They found great success and happiness in Canada, as have I. But I recognize that the success that I've enjoyed and the privileges that I have come at the expense of Indigenous peoples. And so I believe that it's my responsibility to use my platform and my voice to be a vocal and a visible advocate for reconciliation in all its dimensions. I got some friends over there. In this, I feel great alignment with the truly, truly splendid work of the YWCA, with its long history of advocacy and practical support for Indigenous women and girls. As we're all painfully aware, the past 2 years have been fraught with multiple challenges that have laid bare the persistent inequalities in Canadian society, inequalities that the YWCA has long worked to correct. We better understand that the equal society we aspire to is not a reality for many, and we have work to do. For the past 125 years, the YWCA has been doing that work. It has championed gender equality, advanced conditions for single mothers and their children, stood up against racism and hate, and advocated for social reforms to address the root causes of poverty, isolation, and inequality. And it's fought to create that equal society that Canadians aspire to. And so my message today is a simple one. It's one of gratitude. Gratitude for the YWCA's vision of a more just and equitable world, and for the disciplined execution of practical strategies to take us there. It's gratitude for the principled stewardship of the YWCA Board of Directors, so capably led by Valerie Mann, and for the superb execution of an ambitious agenda by Michelle Singh and the YWCA management team. And gratitude for the compassion and humanity demonstrated by frontline staff and volunteers in their service to the most vulnerable in our society. For the past 39 years, the YW has also been tireless in championing the achievements of women through the Women of Distinction Awards. The example set by the remarkable women we honor today reminds us all that we can be more than individual actors engaged in our own pursuits. Rather, we can be citizens who share responsibility for each other, for our communities, for the planet, and must act accordingly. My gratitude and respect to all the 2022 Women of Distinction, nominees and recipients all, and for all that you do to make our lives and our world better. And my heartfelt thanks to the YWCA for your truly, truly splendid work. Haichka, merci, and thank you. not quite done. We now have two congratulatory video messages from the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, and the Honourable Marcy Ian, Federal Minister for Women and Gender Equality. Enjoy the evening, friends.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marcy Ian, and I'm the Minister of Women and Gender Equality and Youth. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge that I'm joining you from Toronto, the traditional territory of the Wendat, the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, the Chippewa, the Métis, and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. I am pleased to connect with you from the various territories and communities that you're in today. Let's make no mistake, the last 2 years have been extremely tough, and even tougher for women. We've seen steep job losses in industries that are predominantly women-led, such as hospitality and tourism, difficulty finding childcare, and huge increases in instances of gender-based violence. But despite all of this, the truly exceptional women here today were able to create positive change in all corners of society, from community advocacy to inclusivity in arts, breakthroughs in research, and running small and large businesses alike. You have pushed through and made something extraordinary. I'm inspired by what each and every one of you has accomplished. You are change makers, you are trailblazers, and moreover, you're a testament to women and girls everywhere. In you, they see how far they themselves can rise. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your contributions to the City of Vancouver and the entirety of Canada. I wish I could be there in person tonight to be a part of this great event and to cheer everyone on. But I want to offer my sincerest congratulations to the nominees and recipients of tonight's award, and thank you for all your truly inspiring work. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup.
Hello everyone, bonjour à tous, and welcome to the YWCA Metro Vancouver's Women of Distinction Awards. Tonight, we're honoring extraordinary women for their leadership and countless contributions to our community. We're also recognizing organizations that are going above and beyond to support the wellness of their employees. And we're doing it all while raising crucial funds for programs and services that the YWCA provides to low-income mothers and their families throughout Greater Vancouver. To tonight's nominees, congratulations and thank you. In the boardroom, classroom, studio, and beyond, your leadership is bringing positive change and paving the way for more women to succeed. And to everyone who's a part of the YWCA's work to serve women, children, and families, thank you, too. Our country relies on the generosity and empathy of Canadians, and you all embody that spirit. Alors, ne lâchez pas. Continuez de soutenir votre communauté et continuez de célébrer tout ce que vous avez accompli. Merci, mes chers amis.
I do hear some sounds of eating and enjoyment and plates clanging and glasses being lifted and all sorts of things, wine being poured. But if you haven't tucked into your salads already, please feel free to. Serving 1,100 people after having not done it for a couple of years, I'm sure is quite an incredible feat for the folks here at the park. So thank you to the team. I know it's been a challenging couple of years that you've all gone through. And so nice to see you hard at work here and taking care of us. And hopefully we'll be able to continue doing this well into the future. Everyone, we do have a few more special guests I would like to recognize before we get our little auction underway. So I'm going to say your names. Feel free to give a little wave to the room. I don't know if that was supposed to happen, but it gets everyone's attention. It was the cold light of day. Okay, I just want to take this moment to recognize some special guests with us this evening. Judith Hall, OC, I think is somewhere in the room. Mayor Mike Hurley from the city of Burnaby. Give us a little wave. Councillor Sarah Kirby-Young from the city of Vancouver is with us tonight as well. Mayor Richard Stewart from the city of Coquitlam. Again, I think it was 2011, the Canucks round of 2011, when we had the big foam finger. We'll do it again one of these days, maybe next year, Mayor Stewart. Councillor James Wong from the city of Burnaby. I think they're all sitting here at the same table together. And of course, Women of Distinction Icon Award alumni, Dr. Bonnie Henry. I don't know where... Is she here? Oh, there she is. Wow. You're a rock star, Dr. Henry. I think it's fair to say that everyone in this room is very grateful for how you've led us through the past, I'm doing this so I can see you, how you've led us through these past two very, as everyone has said, these past two very difficult, unprecedented years. And I know we're not out of it yet, but the fact that we can get together here this way is a blessing, a joy, and hopefully if we continue to follow your guidance, we can continue to do this and put this pandemic behind us. So, as everyone knows, this event raises funds for some much needed programming and services in our community that the YWCA puts on. Tonight is no different, so while dinner is being served, the Women of Distinction Awards will host a very short, very sweet live auction. So for a little bidding fun over dinner, please help me welcome, to share with you some of this evening's fundraising opportunities and to get our live auction underway, a gentleman who needs really no introduction, but I will introduce him anyway because my script tells me to. He is the always charismatic community leader, Howard Blank, CEO of Point Blank Entertainment, recipient of the Order of Canada Volunteer Medal and the BC Community Achievement Medal, always willing to help out in the community. Howard, come on up here, take it away.
Thank you, Sophie. Good evening, everyone. I know you're indulging in a magnificent meal, so we're going to be real quick. First off, I just want to give you some housekeeping. Shh. The 50-50 raffle is on right now. The winner will take half this evening. And there are a prize raffle with 3 amazing prizes. Third prize is a 1-year membership to the YWCA Health Fitness Center. Second prize is 0.45 carat diamond pendant from Spence Diamonds. Thank you, Spence. And the grand prize, 1 round-trip flight for 2 guests to any regularly scheduled and marketed WestJet destination in the world. Thank you, WestJet. Now, important, 7:15 this closes, so you will see our volunteers are here on the floor. Put your hand up, make some noise, and they will come to you to sell you these amazing raffle opportunities. Now, how many of you see these magnificent centerpieces on your tables? On the center of your table, there is an anthurium pot plant donated by Imagine That Events. 1 lucky person from each table could take this home tonight. Now, the instructions on how to win it are on the envelope in your center table. For $5, you could take this home. So pop $5 in the envelope or scan the QR code to pay online. The draw will take place just at the end of this evening. Now, shh. We have an amazing silent auction. Givergy is handling it. We also have table concierge. Table concierge, give a wave so everybody can see you on the floor. We have these wonderful table concierge. They will come to you if you'd like to bid. Now, some of the highlights this evening, over 400 items in the silent auction. An autographed Canucks jersey and hockey stick, boxes of wine and meals at the most amazing top restaurants, river rafting, self-care kits, children's birthday party getaways to the best BC resorts. The list goes on. How do you do it? You can bid right now and all night from your seat. Just scan the QR code on your table and we will see if you're the lucky winner. Remember to check back on your phone because if you get outbid, you can come back and bid again. Okay, here we go, live auction. Shh. There's only 3 items. I need your help. We'll get this done in 5 minutes, I promise. Item number 1. If you are the lucky winner, by the way, a YWCA staff member will come and take payment from you. You will notice in all of your tables you have a little bid, a yellow bidding number, just like in an auction. You can use that. You can use your hand. You can see where our volunteers have the yellow signs that say bid. I need to see you, and because this room is really expansive, I don't want to miss you. So if you're bidding, make some noise. Item number 1. Shh. Stars in your eyes, diamonds in the sky, and over $4,500 value. Treat a loved one and make them feel like a star with this 14-karat white gold, take a look at the screen, solitaire pendant with 0.61 carats from Spence Diamonds. Dedicated star in the night sky that is visible to the naked eye, includes dedication certificate, information about the constellation, and a star map showing its location. This is wonderfully donated by our friends at the H.R. McMillan Space Center. And it's a perfect way to celebrate a special occasion like a birth or marriage or pay tribute to someone you love. But that's not all. Guess what else you get? Shh. A one-night stay right here in a one-bedroom suite at the JW Marriott Park, Vancouver. Plus, treat yourself with $500 gift card to spend at the spa by JW, valid for an entire year. Also, a $650 gift certificate to spend towards capturing beautiful, authentic memories with Kelly from Kindred Photography. This includes your planning consultation, your personal photographic experience, and go home with a mounted or canvas portrait up to 16 by 20 to display in your home or office. And $200 to spend at Kisa Tanto, a restaurant that brings the delicate flavors of Japan together with the warmth of Italian cooking. Here we go, folks, a $4,500 value. Shh. Who's going to start me off at $1,500 for this package? Who's going to give me $1,500? I got $1,500. You can turn off the lights on me so I can see everybody. I got $1,500 by Mr. Stewart. Thank you. Who's going to be $2,000? I got $1,500 looking for 2. I got $1,500 looking for 2. It's going to be $2,000. $1,500 looking for 2. A $2,000. Thank you very much. Right here, $2,500. I've got $2,000 in the back corner. It's going to be $25,000. I've got $2,000 $2,500 over there. Thank you very much. Or do I have 3? I got $25 looking for 3. $25 looking for 3. $4,500 value. I've got $2,500 looking for 3. I've got $25 looking for 3. It's going to be 500 more. $2,500 looking for 3. $3,000. Thank you very much. Right, 35. I've got $3,000 looking for 35. 3 looking for 35 is going to be 500 more. Got to move. 3,000 looking for 35. 3,000 looking for 35. Help me out here. It's going to be 500 more. I've got 3,000 looking for 35. It's like a wax museum. What happened to everybody? I got 3,000 looking for 35. 3,000 looking for 35. It's going to be 500 more. Help me out. 3,000 over there looking for 35. 3,000 looking for 35. $4,500 value. 3,500, thank you very much, my dear. 35 looking for 4. I've got 35 right there looking for 4. It's going to be 4,000. How about in the back corner? I got 35 looking for 4. 3,500 looking for 4. I got 35 looking for 4. 35 looking for 4. Got to move on. 3,500 looking for 4. How about 38? I got 35 looking for 38. It's going to be 300 more. 35 looking for 38. Shh. 35 looking for 38. Anybody else in the room? 3,500 looking for 38 going once. 35 looking for 38 going twice. Third and final time, all set, all done. Sold, 3,500. Our dignitary table, congratulations right there. We will have someone come to see you. That's awesome. All right, item number 2. Listen to this, folks. Shh. a Victoria getaway. Return flight for two from Vancouver to Victoria with our wonderful friends at Helijet. You will stay at the magnificent Laurel Point Inn, 2 nights in the beautiful Erickson Wing Studio with complimentary breakfast for two or a restaurant, or they will deliver it in bed. Blackout dates may apply in July, August, or holidays, valid until May 31st next year. But listen to this, lots more. Shh. Your vacation includes a half-day whale watching tour with Prince of Wales, round of golf for two at our Arbutus Ridge Golf Club, $150 towards any tour, beer, wine, distilling, virtual beer, bikes across Victoria, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, Toronto, and Collingwood with Canadian Craft Tours. And listen to this, a 3-month membership to the Freedom Boat Club's Metro Vancouver location, Port Moody or North Van, for you to continue your vacation when you're home, maybe do some whale watching on your own. All right, folks, this is an amazing package valued at just under $3,000. Here we go. Shh. Who's going to start me off at $1,000 for this package? I got $1,000 for 15, $1,500 looking for 2. I got 50 looking for 2, it's going to be 2,000. 2,000 looking for 25. I got 2 looking for 25, it's going to be 2,500. 2,000 looking for 25. I've got 2,000 looking for 25, it's going to be 500 more. 2,500, thank you very much, Roy. 3,000, sir. I got $3,000, Roy, 35. I've got 3,000 looking for 35, it's going to be 500 more. 3,000 looking for 35. I've got 3,000 looking for 35, it's going to be 500 more. 3,000 looking for 35. Anybody else? 3,000 looking for 35. $3,000 looking for 35 going once. 3,000 looking for 35 going twice. Third and final time, all set, all done. Sold right there. Congratulations, sir. $3,000. All right. If you have never experienced our next and final live auction package, you are missing out on truly one of the most amazing experiences in Canada or around the world. Shh. This is your Rockies tour, a 2-day rail tour for two with Rocky Mountaineers Silverleaf Premium Service, valued into October 6th of this year for this season. Your 2-day journey is either the first passage to West Vancouver to Banff, or Journey Through the Clouds, Vancouver to Jasper, or Rockies to the Red Rocks, Moab to Denver. Overnight stay at the end of day 1, all-inclusive food and beverages. Travel in style with these 2 pieces of luggage from Herschel, which are also included. Herschel Wheelie Outfitter 50-liter in Herschel logo print, and Herschel Signature Backpack. We all love the Herschel backpacks. The Herschel Little America is an iconic mountaineering backpack made for modern everyday journeys. Here we go. This is valued at just under $4,500. And folks, this is our last live item. Here we go. Shh. How much over there? 2,000? 2,000 right there, 25. I got 2,000 for 25. It's going to be 25. 2,500 over there. It's going to be 3. $3,000. 3,500 looking for 4. I got 35 looking for 4. It's going to be 4,000. 35 looking 4,000. Thank you very much. You're good for 45, ma'am. I've got 4,000 in the back looking for 45. I've got 4,000 looking for 45. 4,000 in the back looking for 45. I've got 4 looking for, yes, 4,500 looking for 5. $5,000 looking for 55. I've got 5,000 looking for 55. It's going to be 500 more. I've got 5,000 looking for 55. 5,000 looking for 55 is going to be 500 more. 5,500, thank you very much, George. 6,000. $6,000, you good for 65. I got 6,500, I'll throw in Motel 6 Squamish. Are you good for 6,500? I've got 6,000 looking for 65. 6,000 in the back looking for 65 is going to be 500 more. How about 6,250, half price? I've got 6,000 looking for 6,250. $6,000 looking for 6,250. Anybody else? $6,000 going once. 6,250. Thank you, Lori. 6,250. You're good for 65. I got 6,250 looking for 65. Anybody in the back anymore? 6,250 going once. 6,250 going twice. Third and final time. 6,500. Thank you very much. How about 7? $7,000 right here. I got 7,000 looking for 75. 7,000 looking for 75. This is going to be 500 more. 7,000 looking for 75. 7,500, I'll drive you to the train station. Who's going to give me 7,500? I got 7,000 looking for 75. I got, hope you like a Honda Civic 86, but it'll get you there. 7,000 looking for 75. Anybody else? 7,000 looking for 75 going once. 7,000 looking going twice. Third fall time, all set, all done. So, Lori Ricks, thank you very much. $7,000. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your generosity. Have a great night. Thanks, Soph.
One more round of applause for Howard Blank, always giving so much time to the community. Thank you, Howard. And as Howard mentioned, make sure you stay on top of all your silent auction bids as well and get your raffle and 50/50 tickets. Well, we've all become very attached to our phones and our devices over the past couple of years, so feel free to use them throughout the evening because we want to get the social media buzz building around the Women of Distinction Awards. For the past few years that we have been doing this, and even when we were doing it virtually, Rebecca Balwitt of Miss 604 has been a great supporter of the Women of Distinction Awards. Live tweeting, on-site tweeting, and announcing the recipients live, and she is doing that for us once again. So we usually do get this event trending, even nationally, sometimes, so let's keep up that tradition. And even if you are watching from home tonight, because we are live streaming the event for the first time ever, so we do have some folks who are watching from home. If that's you, you can join in on the social media buzz too. You can post whatever you've created for dinner tonight. If you have dressed up to watch from your couch or your dining room table, you can share that with the folks here in the room as well. Just make sure when you tweet those photos and messages that you use the hashtag YWCA WODA. YWCA WODA at YWCA Van. And you'll be able to see your messages up on the screens tonight. I'm going to try what Howard does. I hope that's soothing. I do that to myself sometimes when there's too much going on in my head. It works. Speaking of photos, everyone, I hope you had a chance to have your picture taken out on the red carpet tonight. And the Reserve for Her plinth, championed by Scotiabank, which we have out in the foyer, you have maybe seen that plinth before. It was outside the convention center for the month of March to highlight the lack of monuments in Canada that celebrate women and girls' achievements. So if you haven't done so already, I encourage any self-identifying women to stand atop that statue base tonight and stake their claim in today's world. Put yourself on a pedestal. And thank you to Scotiabank for making the Reserve for Her red carpet experience possible tonight. Also, a big thank you to our event photographers, Wendy D. Photography, Ryan McMillan Photography, and Lydia Nagai Photography. So excited to see all of the great moments that you have captured already and will be capturing throughout the evening. We'd also like to welcome back our patron sponsor, Imagine That Events, as our decor sponsor. They did a beautiful job tonight with all those anthurium, I didn't even know that that's what they were, but anthurium centerpieces on your tables. And as Howard mentioned, you can take one home with you tonight. Just make sure you get in the centerpiece draw. Now, everyone, I would also like to thank some of our sponsors tonight, especially our presenting sponsor, Scotiabank. Scotiabank does so much for our community and has been a long-standing awards partner, and YWCA Metro Vancouver is pleased to welcome back Scotiabank for its 12th year as presenting sponsor of these awards. Please welcome to the stage Steve Gaskin, Senior Vice President of Scotiabank.
Thank you, Sophie. And at Scotiabank, investing in our communities has been a focus for over 190 years, and our goal has always been to create a better life for people in the communities that we serve. And we're here to celebrate, and it's important to recognize and celebrate equality of voice, opinion, and contribution. Scotiabank is proud to be a long-standing partner of YWCA Metro Vancouver and to support their unwavering commitment to building bright futures for women and their families. This is our 12th year as presenting sponsor of the Women's Distinction Awards, and I'm happy to announce that we'll be back again next year. Thank you. Congratulations to each of the 75 nominees. It's such a privilege for us to be in the room with you. Thank you for everything that you do to enrich communities where we all live and work. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Steve and Scotiabank. Folks, we would now like to say a special thank you to all of our legacy sponsors. You'll be hearing from them a little bit later this evening, but let's mention them now. A big thank you to BCAA, that's the BCAA table, BC Housing, Clio, I feel like this is going to become a competition, IA Financial Group, I think it's these guys so far. MDA. Okay, we got something going now. Nature's Path. Oh, it's a big group over there. Pacific Blue Cross. Well done. Reciprocal Consulting. Oh, that's drawn out. We haven't gotten out much the past couple of years, obviously. SAP Labs Canada. My cousin works for SAP. Is she over there? Oh, she might be. C-SPAN Shipyards. And the UBC Sauder School of Business. Thank you to our legacy sponsors and well done. All right, the next group, you can choose whether you want to get in on the table cheering competition or not, but I'd like to mention you as well. A big thank you to our tribute, media, and patron sponsors who've made all aspects of this evening possible. Thank you to our tribute sponsors, Copperleaf Technologies, okay, we're doing it. Say Love Projects and Showcraft, Projects and Showcraft, and media sponsors Global BC, CKNW, and Miss 604. That's Global BC over there. Come on, Global BC. You can do it. I'm not at their table, so I can't lead them on. Last but not least, everyone, thank you to our distinguished partners for joining us tonight. Absolute, Bennett Jones LLP, BCIT, my alma mater, Ernst & Young LLP, Fraser Academy, Genus Capital Management Inc., Carol Lee, PWC, RBC Royal Bank, Reconciliation Canada, Sanitize, Technical Safety BC, the United Way of British Columbia, and the VGH and UBC Hospital Foundation. It takes more than a village to put this whole evening together, including the sponsors, the nominations committee, and our auction volunteers. And of course, our independent panel of judges who have a very challenging job choosing a recipient in each category. So I'd like to recognize this year's judges for all of their hard work. If you could maybe stand and just give us a little wave when I say your name. Azim Ahmed, investor, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and director at Ahmed Group of Companies. I think you're in the room. There you are. Beth Carter, Curator, Bill Reed Gallery of Northwest Coast Art. Thank you, Beth. Nancy Nanji, Community Advocate and Philanthropist. Lori Ricks, President of the Ricks Family Foundation. I told you I was going to be saying your name tonight. All right, now I've lost my place. Jerry Sinclair, Innovation Commissioner of the Provincial Government. Diane Sparrow, Indigenous Relations Manager at the Vancouver Fraser Port Authority and YWCA Board Member. Ryan Spong, co-founder and CEO, Foodie and Taco Fino. Thank you for all of your taco contributions to this province. Ali Tirani, founder of Zymeworks and venture partner at Amplitude Ventures. And Aisha Yang, co-founder of Herbaland Naturals. Thank you so much to our judges for taking the time to look over all the nomination packages and being a part of this event. That works pretty fast. Well, folks, tonight's nominees are truly outstanding. They have achieved success in their fields by breaking new ground, showing visionary leadership, actively volunteering in their communities, and making significant and positive change in Metro Vancouver. Nominated workplaces support their employees by modeling best practices, supporting advancement and professional development, engaging in community initiatives, and promoting health and wellness. Each nominee has made a unique and meaningful contribution to our community. And you can read more about each of them in your program, which is downloadable if you are watching from home tonight. It is truly inspiring to see some of the incredible women we have in our community and some of the work that they are doing. Speaking of meaningful contributions to our community, I'd now like to invite to the stage Interim CEO of the YWCA Metro Vancouver, Michelle Singh.
Thank you so much, Sophie, and welcome everyone. What a wonderful event. It's so special to see everyone in person. After the last 2 years, we need something to celebrate. And what better way than to celebrate our 2022 Women of Distinction finalists. I would now like to take a moment to talk about what the YWCA is focused on and where we are setting our sights for the future. This year, we're marking our 125th anniversary. It's incredible to think about all the lives we have touched and all the progress we have made in that time. We are honored to have several of our next 125 donors here tonight. Thank you for your pledge of a gift of $25,000 in honor of our anniversary. We welcome the rest of you to join this group of community leaders if you are willing and able to do so. It's been a remarkable year for the YWCA, proving that we are resilient, flexible, and strong, especially when we work together towards a common goal. That goal has always been to help create a just and equitable society. We know this requires a deeper commitment and more meaningful action towards inclusion of diverse communities while focusing on reconciliation and mindfully decolonizing our work. To reflect our commitment to inclusion and to guide us forward, we recently updated our vision and mission. I encourage you to find them at the start of your program. I am so honored to work with such a dedicated community, our staff, program participants, and everyone in the room tonight. you are willing to do the work to advance gender equity, address gender-based violence, support access to justice, and help achieve a world where safety and well-being is available for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michelle. We're just about to present our first award of the evening, but I just want to remind you once again that the raffle closes at 7:15. I don't know what time it is now, but hopefully not 7:15 yet. And the silent auction closes at 8:15 sharp, unless I change my mind. But we'll see. Let's go with 8:15 for the moment. Items can be picked up here tonight, or for those of you joining from home, they can be picked up or delivered. Again, bid high, bid often, because all proceeds will go towards the great programs being delivered by the YWCA. All right, everyone, let's get started with the awards portion of the evening. And this is the only award that is selected internally by YWCA Metro Vancouver in recognition of her achievements throughout her lifetime. The Icon Award recipient is a leader, a role model, and a mentor, and she is definitely those things to me. She has made a significant and sustained difference in the community on a local, provincial, and/or national level, and she's an inspiration to others in her field. She enriches our community through the positive impact of her contributions, as demonstrated by her work in one or more Women of Distinction award categories. She encapsulates the spirit of women's equality, and her actions exemplify resilience, passion, determination, honor, loyalty, kindness, grace, and generosity of spirit. She's also fun. Please welcome back to the podium to present the Icon Award, Her Honor, the Lieutenant Governor of BC, Janet Austin.
And indeed, she is all of those things and more. It's deeply meaningful to me to present this award on behalf of an organization I greatly respect and love, to Carol Lee, a dear friend. A very dear friend whom I equally respect and love. Over the past 25 years-ish, I have been deeply impressed with Carol's persistent exercise of thoughtful leadership on a broad range of social, cultural, and economic issues of importance to our city. Carol and I have found common cause in addressing the challenges of the downtown east side and in our shared commitment to honoring the history and building the future of our beloved Chinatown. If I could just have your attention, I'd sure appreciate it. Thank you. Now, many people see these as two adjacent but separate communities, but Carol sees them as indivisible. She's found her purpose and her passion in advancing a unified vision of one resilient and inclusive community that promotes the well-being of some of our most vulnerable citizens while preserving and celebrating our city's irreplaceable cultural heritage in Chinatown. Anyone who's had the privilege of working with Carol will know that she does nothing by half measures. She's worked tirelessly and selflessly on behalf of our community and our city. Through her leadership of the China Foundation, she's championed the 58 West Hastings project in the downtown east side, providing 230 badly needed units of social and affordable housing, together with a state-of-the-art medical facility and commercial services for the broader community. She's built the Chinatown Storytelling Center that brings to life the history and the culture of Chinatown through the personal stories of its people. Families, civic and community leaders, businesses, and community organizations. One such organization is actually the YWCA, whose history in Chinatown dates back to 1938, when a YWCA youth club was established at the Chinese United Church and later moved to a permanent location on Pender Street, on land donated by Carol's grandfather. Equal parts passion and persistence, Carol is an unstoppable force for good. As a community leader, a role model, a generous mentor, she is without peer, and she is surely one of the kindest, most generous people I have ever known. Carol's vision is of a healthy, balanced society that bridges cultures, social barriers, and generations. It's a vision worth working for, worth fighting for. And she is undaunted in knowing that this is a never-ending task, but one that makes life worth the living. Carol, we honor you tonight for all that you have contributed and for continuing the community legacy of your parents, Bob and Lily, exemplars both of how to live well and contribute generously in a world that is full of challenge for many. Lily is here with us tonight and joins us in the pride we feel in Carol's accomplishments. And Carol, I can just imagine how proud your father and your own mentor, John MacArthur, would be of you tonight. Let's hear what the YWCA has to say about you in this special video presentation.
Dr. Carol Ann Lee embodies the phrase, words to action. As a child, she learned the values of community, perseverance, and gratitude, inspired by a family who believed in education as an opportunity.
You know, I think I grew up in a family of sort of community builders. And it started, I think people might think it started with my father, but it actually started with his father. And he was one of the pillars in Chinatown. And when we're doing research on the kinds of contributions he made, they're incredible. I would say maybe in some ways even more incredible than what my father did. So I think that gets passed on. And so ever since I was, I think, a young girl, I always knew that I was going to be that was something that was important to me, was helping out.
With role models like her grandfathers and parents, Dr. Lee developed a work ethic that propelled her to academic excellence, earning a Bachelor of Commerce at UBC and an MBA at Harvard. The long list of her volunteer roles include UBC Properties Trust, Harvard Business School's Canadian Advisory Board, the Faculty Advisory Board of Sauder Business School, and the Rideau Hall Foundation Innovation Committee. Carol was also a member of former Federal Finance Minister Bill Morneau's Advisory Council on Economic Growth and the Leadership Council of the Perimeter Institute of Theoretical Physics in Waterloo.
I know Carol for a few decades already. She's a lady with grand plans, but still an eye for detail. For all the big things she's trying to do for Chinatown, she managed to open her own restaurant. I like the food there. And she would be doing programs to help Chinatown merchants to help market their goods. The project at 58 West Hastings, the housing project will be a great addition to the community, both for downtown East Side and Chinatown. And I'm very happy that her good work is getting noticed.
Her achievements have been celebrated with 2 honorary doctorates from UBC and BCIT, as well as the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal and, most recently, the Order of Canada. Dr. Lee also co-founded LenaCare, a therapeutic skincare line for people with cancer and other illnesses that is now used by major hospitals and clinics nationwide. But if you really want to know Dr. Lee, look to where she shines her light.
Carol's commitment to Chinatown is ubiquitous and unparalleled. She has, with a determination that I've not seen anywhere on any cause, rebuilt our province's appreciation for the contributions that Chinese Canadians and the Chinese community have made to this city, this province, and indeed the country.
determination and an unwavering resolve to find a balanced revitalization strategy, Dr. Lee co-founded the Vancouver Chinatown Foundation in 2011, which spotlighted the importance of the Chinese community, including their history and cultural heritage, while supporting their current needs and well-being.
You know, we started out as revitalizing Chinatown. That was our mission, while retaining its irreplaceable cultural heritage. But we've kind of transitioned, I would say, into a group that is committed to community building. And I think about, like, how did I end up here? You know, by nature, I've always loved people. And I'm very inclusive. I always wanted to have more people around. And I think my father was very much like that. I don't think I ever said to him, can so-and-so come, when he didn't say, oh yeah, you know, bring them along. And I think when you're doing this kind of work, it's really, you're trying to, you know, create a movement of inclusion.
Soon, plans to build a social housing project and health facility for seniors and people living on low incomes were in motion.
Breaking ground on the social housing project at 50 West Hastings is something that, you know, I'm proud of. That took 10 years to put together. It was involved 3 levels of government, as well as Vancouver Coastal Health, because they're going to operate a 50,000 square foot integrated health facility. But this project is going to provide homes for 230 families. And so we've got this community partnership program, which we're really excited about, offering services under the pillars of health and wellness, mentoring and life skills and experiences, because we want to create a community within a community there.
Dr. Lee believes that sharing meals is integral to Chinese culture, and a thriving food scene is part of her recipe for the community's success. Putting her words to action, she opened a traditional Cantonese barbecue restaurant and through it, created a space to gather over good food and great company. One of Dr. Lee's guiding philosophies is that the greatest gift we can offer the next generation is a hopeful tomorrow. At the Chinatown Storytelling Center, a project of the Vancouver Chinatown Foundation and the heart of Chinatown's cultural renewal, visitors can experience interactive exhibits filled with stories of friendship, joy, and family from the people who lived, worked, and played there. It is also a space for the community to reflect on their history and carry forward traditions.
The true visionary doesn't just talk or dream, they make things happen. They don't just lend a hand, they lead the way. They don't just direct the work, they do the work that's needed to succeed. And that and more is true of Carol Lee. It is precisely the reason I feel she is so deserving of this recognition as a source of inspiration to young people who are themselves preparing to step into leadership roles in the future. I think we need to follow Carol's lead. That is incumbent on all of us as good citizens to leave the world better than we found it. Carol truly exemplifies that quality in everything she does, and I wish her my heartfelt congratulations on receiving this award.
The Icon Award recognizes a leader, role model, and a mentor with a demonstrated track record of excellence, who is an inspiration to others and who has made a significant and sustained difference in the community. Dr. Lee's diverse career and remarkable foresight is a beacon for those around her, proving that dedication and commitment to a vision can take a variety of paths.
I think I'm happy if you make a difference. And it's really the impact that you have on people that is what it's all about.
We thank Dr. Carol Ann Lee for building a better future for our community by reminding us of the importance of yesterday.
So you know that saying that vision without execution is hallucination? That's not Carol. She really does make things happen. And it is my enormous privilege to present the 2022 YWCA Icon Award to Carol Lee in recognition of her many, many generous contributions and in anticipation of all that she will do in the time ahead. Carol, please come up and join me to give me a hug so I can give you a hug and you can share a few words. Thank you.
I don't know what to say now. Well, first of all, good evening, everyone. I can't tell you what an honor it is for me to be here this evening. Janet, thank you so much for those kind words, the wonderful introduction, and for your continued support over the last 11 years since we launched the foundation. You've always been there for me. Thank you. I would also like to express my deepest gratitude to the wonderful team at the YWCA and Grace Chu, the head of the nominating committee, for selecting me as this year's recipient of the Icon Award. As well as very happy to be following in the footsteps of Dr. Bonnie Henry. I would like to thank Scotiabank for being the presenting sponsor again this year, and I would like to congratulate all the amazing nominees that are here this evening. I can only imagine how proud my grandparents would be to see me receiving this award tonight. Both of my grandfathers immigrated from southern China in the early 1900s, paid the head tax, and worked as houseboys. Because of the discriminatory racist laws, my mother was actually born in Alert Bay. Her father was denied a job as a cook in a logging camp because he was Chinese, so he was told that maybe he should go over to Alert Bay, a small fishing village on the northern tip of Vancouver Island. I'm sure you all know by now that Chinatown is very dear to me. My paternal grandfather owned a store there, and so much of our social life took place in this neighborhood. I went to kindergarten and Sunday school at the Chinese Presbyterian Church on Gore Street. I have so many fond memories of this little community. Other than the closeness and comfort it offered, it gave you a sense of belonging. And when you looked out, there was nothing but hope and promise. After graduating from UBC, my odyssey took me around the world. I lived in New York, Boston, Texas, Hong Kong, and eventually returned home to Vancouver in 2004, setting up my Lena Care office in the same building that my grandfather and father had worked in many years before. The hope of Chinatown that was on display when I was growing up had been replaced by the harshness of a neighborhood that was in a steady decline. In spite of so many efforts over the years by many groups of people and through generations of civic government, Chinatown could not withstand the tide of erosive change. A group of like-minded people all agreed that if we didn't do something, Chinatown would eventually disappear. So we founded the Vancouver Chinatown Foundation in 2011. The reasons for the decline are complex and cannot be solved by dealing with only one or two issues. So we came up with a revitalization strategy based on three interconnected pillars: physical revitalization and social housing, cultural revitalization, and economic revitalization. Our philosophy from the beginning has been what is good for us must also be good for our neighbors, and what is good for our neighbors will also be good for us. This philosophy helps people understand why the very first project that the foundation undertook was a $110 million housing project that Janet talked about earlier, located in the heart of the downtown East Side. I think in these extremely challenging times, building community and a sense of belonging are more important than ever, and it is at the heart of everything that we do. Which is why with the rise of anti-Asian racism, the opening of the Chinatown Storytelling Center in November 2021 was so important. It was the first permanent exhibition space that told the story of the 150 years of Chinese-Canadian contribution to the building of this country. These stories were mostly unknown because as Asians, we do not like to talk about the dark pieces of our history. But it is part of our past that has shaped who we are today. It has been an honor to tell these stories of hardship, struggle, and perseverance, and of those who helped pave the way for all of us. Although in the beginning I thought I was going to save Chinatown, it actually was the reverse. Chinatown saved me. It gave me a sense of purpose, and it turned out that community building was something I was kind of good at because of all the things that I had done in my past. What else have I learned along the way? You can't do it alone. And for me, I feel very blessed that some of those who have helped me are here today. So first of all, I'd like to thank my mother, Lily, for her incredible example of resilience and perseverance. And my siblings, Derek, Leslie, Graham, and their families for their support. I would also like to thank the wonderful team at the Chinatown Foundation, including the board and advisory board members, some of them are here tonight, and the incredible staff and our CEO, Karen Tanaka, for continuously stretching beyond what should be possible for such a small team. I also want to thank, there's a kind of a joke around where if I ask people to do things they're kind of stuck doing. So I want to thank, there's so many people in this room that have volunteered and supported me in this endeavor. But there's also, finally, I would like to acknowledge some of those people who are not here. So my business partner, Henry Fung, who I think is the real visionary behind the Chinatown Foundation, and my two mentors who recently passed away, but whose examples still guide me, John MacArthur, my Dean of Harvard Business School, and my beloved father, Bob Lee. So, thank you. I would like to end with a quote by Margaret Mead, but many of you probably, because of the people in this room, are well aware of it, but it's worth repeating. Never doubt that a small group of people, thoughtful and committed citizens, can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Thank you very much.
Carol, you are amazing and truly an inspiration. I know she doesn't really enjoy the spotlight. She doesn't crave accolades or seek attention. She just wants to do the work and do good. But it's, as she expressed to me the other night when we were chatting, it's important for you to be recognized, Carol, for all the good that you've done for this community, because it does inspire those of us in the room to step up and try to follow in your footsteps as well. So thank you for all that you've done for Chinatown and Vancouver and this province. And I'm so proud to call you my friend. Carol Lee, everyone. Wow, I didn't cry, so that's good. I was asked to just mention a small housekeeping note because I know we're all enjoying getting reacquainted with everyone in person, and you've been doing great through the Lieutenant Governor's speech and through Carol's at keeping the conversation down. But just so you know, apparently there are some tables in the back of the room that can't hear as well, even though we do have the speakers up as high as they'll go. It is just such a big room, and the noise level does tend to go up and down throughout the evening. So if we could keep it to a dull roar while we're presenting the next round of awards, I'd appreciate that. Thank you so much, everyone. So to keep the momentum going and to present the Outstanding Workplace Award, please welcome to the stage Cindy Fagan, COO of SAP Labs Canada. Cindy?
Oh, what a night. I really think we should take a moment and just make a lot of noise because you all look fabulous. What a beautiful evening. For 18 years, the YWCA has made it possible for us this evening to recognize organizations who have created stellar workplace culture. These are organizations who have certainly doubled down to recognize the diverse, competing demands of managing a career, family, community, and personal development. These are organizations who have doubled down to recognize the unique demands for female talent, to make sure they're supported and to make sure they can advance. The nominees for Outstanding Workplace are
BCIT, led by a senior leadership team comprised of 70% women, is an organization of 50% women. Investing in employee recognition is a priority shown by their annual Employee Excellence Awards. Copperleaf champions representation and inclusion, having reached 50% representation from underrepresented groups in their board and leadership team, and with more than 35% of employees identifying as female. Hootsuite, working to build a diverse and inclusive culture, has revamped benefits to increase mental health coverage and culturally appropriate trauma counseling, and added coverage for fertility treatments and gender affirmation surgeries. RBC Royal Bank takes a purposeful, values and principle-led approach and sponsors employee resource groups, listening circles, and peer-to-peer mentorship. Women's representation on their board of directors has increased to 47%. Scotiabank is committed to its 4,000 employees in the BC and Yukon region and offers programs designed to improve workplace diversity and inclusiveness, overseen by an Inclusion Council.
And the winner is, congratulations to all the finalists. And the winner is Hootsuite.
Hootsuite works to build a diverse, inclusive, results-oriented culture that encourages employees to be who they are in an environment where everyone can excel. Hootsuite recently revamped employee benefits to include increased mental health coverage, culturally appropriate trauma counseling, and speech and behavioral therapy. The company implemented coverage for fertility treatments and gender affirmation surgeries and has received overwhelmingly positive feedback from employees around additional resources, new benefits, reimagined workspace, and mental health-related time off. Hootsuite conducts pay equity assessments to honor equal pay and provides employees opportunities to pursue new paths outside their current department. Last year, Hootsuite employees logged off for a wellness week with full pay. Hootsuite looks through a diversity, equity, and inclusion lens to create a nurturing environment for everyone.
Thank you. I'm nervous. I'm shocked. I'm humbled by so many esteemed attendees at this event, and I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but I'm so proud and I'm so happy. And I met fellow nominees earlier this evening, and everybody's absolutely fabulous. But I will say I am very proud to be an employee of Hootsuite. Thank you so, so much.
Congratulations, Hootsuite, and I certainly hope that will be trending because it would be appropriate. Don't forget, hashtag YWCA, WODA, YWCA, WODA, like Yoda, but with a W. I haven't done that since 2019. Those of you who come every year, you might remember that. Richard Stewart does. Thank you, Richard, you're on my side. All right, moving along now, folks, to the only award given that is determined by an online vote. It is the Connecting the Community Award. And to announce the recipient for this year's Connecting the Community Award, please welcome Grace Chu, Senior Manager, Regional Marketing at Scotiabank.
Thank you, Sophie. The Connecting the Community Award was created by Scotiabank to raise awareness of YWCA Metro Vancouver's programs and to provide an opportunity for the nominees to be further recognized by the community. In addition to the category in which she was nominated, all individual nominees were eligible for this award. Each nominee selected one YWCA program area to support, with their winning donation going to advance gender equality, champion universal childcare, deliver affordable housing for single mother-led families, support access to justice, or ending gender-based violence. Between March 4th and April 13th, the public voted, and this year we received over 5,800 votes. Woo! The nominee with the most votes receives the Connecting the Community Award, and Scotiabank will donate $10,000 to her chosen program area. With 1,165 votes, I've never done this before, please join me in congratulating this year's Connecting the Community Award recipient, Jessica Schellenberg.
Jessica Schellenberg, a trained early childhood educator and musician, is the founder of Chorus and Clouds, a community-centered arts-based space for families. Inspired by the Reggio Emilia approach, Jessica sees each individual child's strengths and potential while valuing creative expression. For more than 5 years, she has facilitated a holistic barrier-free learning environment by providing a space for parents and caregivers to learn about child development through her own innovative programming. Jessica has also developed literacy, play materials, and programs that represent local Indigenous communities. To ensure barrier-free access for families who wish to participate but may not have the financial means, Jessica has developed scholarship programs. Jessica has released one children's EP and one single, and is working on her new album with the family-centered folk band, Clementine.
I just want to say a quick thank you, because really this is about connecting the community. It has nothing to do with me, really. I probed everyone and I had everyone vote because, look, $10,000 gets to go to a program that is really important. So thank you so much. Yeah!
Thank you, Jessica, and congratulations. And you and Scotiabank will be supporting the YWCA's work to champion universal childcare with that $10,000 donation. Thank you also to everyone who voted online this year. A quick reminder, everyone, that the raffle ticket sales will close very soon, if they haven't already. So make sure you get those tickets. And now, folks, to tell us more about the programs and services that your donations tonight will support, please welcome back to the stage Michelle Singh, the interim CEO of YWCA Metro Vancouver.
The YWCA supports women and families in their pursuit of well-being, and we do this by creating safe, accessible services and facilitating opportunities for community building and connections. The hard work, though, is done by the program participants who show up each day. Now you will hear from some incredible women who will show you what happens when women are seen, heard, and supported.
I think is the best thing that happened to me, just finding the YWCA and then the single moms group, because the struggles are real. I had no one else to talk to, and they just knew.
When we think about YWCA Metro Vancouver and our 125-year history, the first thing that comes to mind is the community that makes this organization what it is. From the individuals that participate in our programs, to the donors who support the work, to the staff who invest their time and spirit. It is a mighty community that spreads across the region and impacts the social fabric of our lives.
The YWCA fostered a sense of belonging, just knowing that I wasn't alone, just knowing that I have this cheering squad is what it feels like, because I get emails once a year to invite me to reapply for the scholarship, and I think, wow, okay, I can keep going. I honestly don't know if I would have kept going if I didn't have the YWCA and the Future Scholarship.
Social psychologists have identified 4 key elements needed to create a community as lasting as ours. The first is membership, or a feeling of belonging. When the YWCA opened in August 1897 in a small cottage at 633 Homer Street, it instantly became a safe, welcoming refuge for young single women. The boarding house community served as an anchor for women excited to create a new life in a rapidly developing metropolis. Membership grew, and the YWCA advanced into the second element of community: influence.
Like, I would say one thing that I really appreciated about the YWCA was that even in accessing funds, that they were trying to make it as low barrier as possible. And then the other thing, actually, even in the application form itself, so the way that was formed, I actually liked, because it was helpful for me. It was even accessing the funds, I had to kind of do some self-reflection, which was helpful. It was trying to think, why do I need this? Do I need this? Yes, I do. And in it, we had to present a budget. And you know what? That was really helpful for me, because I'd never been a budget kind of person. And I was like, oh, I do need to do this.
Early on, the YWCA eagerly listened and responded to its members' needs in a fast-changing world. We began expanding facilities and programs to keep up with the city's increasingly diverse population. In the 1950s, English classes served 500 students a week, and a nursery school and teen residence were introduced. Services focused on supporting women's social, physical, and mental well-being. By 1960, the traditional women's role was changing, and so was the YWCA. This era saw clubs for single mothers, a program for First Nations youth, a focus on exercise, sports, and health, job training for immigrant women, and outreach for young people. In 1979, we opened Monroe House, Canada's first second-stage transition house for women and children leaving abuse. The YWCA was influenced by the people who sought us out, and we influenced the world around us. The third element of community is fulfillment, which means something different to everyone.
The biggest positive thing that has come out of all of this, out of accessing the Future Scholarship and going back to school, is just my empowerment for myself, because I didn't think I was capable of that.
I think being connected with the YWCA and being a bursary recipient gave me a sense of pride and accomplishment, and just having that positive reinforcement, whoa, what you're doing is amazing. That's what everyone that I've connected with through the Y has been really sensitive to what I've experienced, and has sort of said, this is, you're a strong person, and getting that and hearing that, it helps me internalize it.
Employment services, parent resources, and programs for children and teens evolved with the times. We opened the Pender Y to support the Chinese community, helping immigrants find and create their own thriving community. And we founded Crabtree Corner to support women and families in the downtown east side to discover their own paths toward fulfillment. This leads us to the fourth key element of community: a shared emotional connection. A century and a quarter of serving the community has shown us that what we have in common is so much stronger than our differences, that we all share a desire to be safe, connected, and to have opportunities to thrive. We recognize that our history exists within Canada's colonial history, which continues to impact Indigenous peoples today. We know that without changes to our policies, programs, and practices, as well as changes to larger social systems, there can be no reconciliation.
It's so important that these organizations continue to be able to help single moms out there, women out there, people like me who just felt very alone. They help give people strength and support in times of need, and to keep going, and being able to give back, because now I can see myself starting to give back.
Like, just so appreciative of the kind of support and kindness that I've been treated with by everyone that works at the YWCA. And then I hope that it's around for 125 years to come.
In our 125th year and beyond, we will continue to examine, evolve, and focus on equity, inclusion, and reconciliation. The YWCA, which was started by 4 women in 1897, has grown into an organization that serves tens of thousands of people every year, supporting them as they work to achieve their hopes and dreams. As we look toward the road ahead, uncertain as it may seem at times, we will continue to build a community that is just and equitable, one that gives us all hope for the future.
Standing here in front of you all this evening at this beautiful celebration of amazing women, it is hard to fathom that just 5 years ago, I was going through the most challenging time of my life. I didn't know how or if I was going to be okay. I felt alone, scared, and exhausted. The thing that kept me going was being a mom to my beautiful son, Malcolm, who is now 7. I felt broken physically, mentally, and emotionally. I was going through a long, painful, and stressful separation and spending nights away from my son for the first time. Within that same week, my father suddenly passed away. I was also in recovery from 2 medical issues, one of which was a broken shoulder. I was facing homelessness, and my debt kept climbing. It was heartbreaking to try and savor the joy and magic of motherhood while going through such difficult circumstances. It was a sink or swim point, and thanks only to the strength that comes from being a mom and help from my community, I figured out how to swim. During the stormy upheavals of life, there can be great transformation and opportunity. As painful as a broken shoulder was, it allowed me to qualify for a retraining program through WorkBC. I was able to use that hardship as a means to change careers and go to school at 37. As part of the WorkBC application process, I was referred to a YWCA single mother support group, and the YWCA has been an ally to me ever since. We were a group of moms having coffee while our children played downstairs, a much needed break to remember how to chat like adults, where we could check in, decompress from the week's events, and share our experiences in a welcoming and non-judgmental space. Through the WorkBC grant, I completed a year-long certificate from Langara College to become an education assistant. Piece by piece, things fell back into place, and the YWCA remains to this day a solid and important support in my ability to keep moving forward. In 2019, I began working as an education assistant, but I knew right away I wanted to keep building on my education. The YWCA Future Scholarship has supported me to do that. I graduated in 2020 with an education coordinated diploma, and I'm proud to share I'm graduating with honors with an associate's degree in psychology this August. Thank you. This fall, fingers crossed, as my application is pending, I will be entering the 3rd year of my undergrad degree at SFU. I've not decided where my education will take me. I'm thinking of becoming a teacher, but have not ruled out the possibility of going to law school. Malcolm is doing great. He's brilliant at math and the top of his class in reading. He loves video games and Lego. He is so funny and animated. He makes me laugh all the time. I know what it's like to feel broken and hopeless, but but I also know how it feels to find people who believe in you and care. To all of you that have built the YWCA and continue to support its growth, I'm incredibly grateful. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Emily. All right, my name's Julia, and I'm going to now briefly share my story. So I wasn't familiar with the YWCA until someone directed me to them. I never thought of myself as someone who'd ever need any kind of support. I was on a really good path. I had a supportive family. You know, I just felt pretty good in life. And then I lost my partner to brain cancer while I was pregnant and trying to complete the second year of my Bachelor of Midwifery. Sorry, it's kind of vulnerable sharing that with the room. But my daughter Celeste was born in July 2019. I took a year of maternity leave from school and focused on learning how to be a mom. I love being a mom, but it was really, really hard. On top of all of the challenges that any new parent faces, I spent a lot of that year grieving and rebuilding my life. Somewhere in the haze of that year, I was introduced to the YWCA through an amazing social worker. During my darkest days, I was greeted by so much warmth and kindness by every person I met at the YWCA. I really felt like everyone wanted to meet me where I was at. I didn't feel reduced to a stereotype or like a charity case. I felt the genuine care of women wanting to address social inequalities with practical, concrete steps, like helping me to secure financial support for my education, housing, and childcare. One of the supports I was introduced to was the YWCA Future Scholarship, of which I was a recipient of in 2020 and 2021. Being awarded this scholarship was incredibly rewarding. It was validating to have my efforts and my challenging life circumstances acknowledged. I felt a lot less alone. I realized that there were lots of people out there rooting for me. As we all know, life in Vancouver is very expensive, and you might not know, but so is the pursuit of a midwifery degree. The Future Scholarship helped me tremendously. It gave me peace of mind. I felt less worried about buying groceries and paying for activities for Celeste and myself, or for compensating care providers who watched over her while I studied or worked on call and practicum. I'm truly forever grateful to have been a recipient of this award. And we've all talked a lot about how we've gathered to celebrate this YWCA for the first time in 2 years, and there's already been lots of references to it, but it does feel important to note that when I returned to my midwifery placement in year 3 of my studies, we were deep in one of the many waves of the COVID-19 pandemic. And I came back to my studies with that and a 13-month-old child. I hope that's not too hard for you to imagine how challenging working in healthcare as a single parent was and still continues to be. But I want to end on a more hopeful note. Midwifery is incredibly life-affirming. In my midwifery practice, I hope to support clients in a way that centers their needs and makes them feel respected and empowered in the same way that the YWCA made me feel. I'm also thrilled to share that I'm now officially a registered midwife. In fact, I graduated yesterday. Thank you. Thank you. I start my full-time practice at Pomegranate Community Midwives, which is in Hastings Sunrise, in July. Thanks. Celeste is a healthy and happy 2-year-old, or almost free, as she says, who loves to read, and with her extroverted personality, she makes friends very easily. I wanted to share my experience with you tonight, even though I was quite nervous to do so. I just wanted you to see the practical and long-lasting impact that your donation has on the lives of single parents. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. We are just 2 of the women whose lives have been changed since we found the YWCA. We would like to introduce you to 2 more. We invite Marie and Stella to join us.
So Marie and Stella were the guest speakers at the virtual 2020 and 2021 Women of Distinction Awards. We wanted them to join us tonight so they could experience this evening with all of you beautiful people in person.
We are truly grateful that we connected with the YWCA and that the YWCA support us on our journeys. We know the YWCA couldn't have done what they did for each of us without your help.
This year marks the YWCA's 125th anniversary, and they are hoping to raise $125,000 this evening. I hope you can, get up to the task. We hope each of you might consider making a generous donation and gift and help the YWCA continue to support the single mothers who are struggling, feeling lost and alone.
So you may have noticed that there are pledge cards and pens on your table, and you can also make a donation through the silent auction app on your phone. So thank you so much for being here and supporting the great work of the YWCA, all of us, and all of the amazing women in your community.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you from all of us.
Thank you so much, Stella, Marie, Julia, and Emily. It takes real courage to share your experiences, especially in front of so many people. Your success is proof that by placing women at the center of our work, we can help build stronger futures for everyone. As you heard, the funds we raise this evening go directly to our community and the people we serve. To mark our 125th year, our goal is to raise $125,000 in donations tonight. There are 1,000 of us in this room. If each of you donates at least $125 right now, we will reach our goal. This will help us build 32 homes for single mothers and their children on Grange Street in Burnaby. It will include shared gathering spaces, an outdoor children's play area, and on-site staff and resources like employment support and legal advice. We have been informed that all donations made tonight, up to $350,000, will be matched by an anonymous donor. So, to start us off, two very generous donors, Terry Hui and Brant Lee, have each pledged $5,000 in honor of icon Carol Lee. Terry and Brant challenge those in the room who are equally inspired and able to donate $5,000 or more. Thank you, Terry, Brant, and all of you for your donation and helping us to maximize the matching donation. Thank you.
All right, folks, if everyone can take their seats once again, we'll get back to the awards portion of the evening. Also, this will sound strange, but if Mark Madriga is in the room, could you please come and see me at some point? Okay. Because he's not at the global table, but apparently he is in this room. Folks, if you can get back to your seats, that would be lovely. Shh, I'm double mic'd now. Just one quick mention, an earring has been found, so check your ears. If they're missing something, that earring is at Hotel Lost and Found. Where is Hotel Lost and Found, you ask? I don't know, but I'm sure the front desk will. All right, folks, we're going to get back to the awards portion of the evening. And don't forget, if you haven't filled out your donor card, your donation card, you can still do that. We do have volunteers making the rounds in the room to collect those donation cards, and we will announce the total a little bit later in the evening. All right, everyone, we are going to continue on presenting some awards tonight. Our next category is environmental sustainability, and to present that award, please welcome to the stage Jyoti Stevens, VP, Mission and Strategy of Nature's Path.
Nature's Path is proud to present the Environmental Sustainability Award, and we applaud each of the nominees for her dedication to the environment as we too strive to leave the earth better than we found it. This award recognizes leaders who are committed to building a more sustainable future. She is dedicated to promoting and creating the practices that contribute to a sustainable community. She generates opportunities that minimize the physical, ecological, human, and economic impact on our planet. She collaborates with and educates others to identify strategies and solutions for good environmental practices and partnerships. The nominees in the environmental sustainability category are
Yasmin Abraham is co-founder of Cambo Energy Group and the visionary behind Empower Me Division, a climate-focused program designed for and delivered by members of underserved communities. Dr. Andrea McNeil is founder and principal investigator of the UBC Planetary Healthcare Lab and one of the few global pioneers of healthcare sustainability. She is also an oncological surgeon at VGH. Marina Melanides is founder of Youth for Nature and also co-founded and co-directed climate guides to address the lack of opportunities for youth to meaningfully engage in climate action. Olivia Bresciatello is Senior Director of Programs at Student Energy, a global nonprofit empowering young people to accelerate the sustainable energy transition. She pioneered their program's ecosystem and Student Energy Fellowship.
And the recipient is Dr. Andrea McNeil.
Dr. Andrea McNeil is founder and principal investigator of the UBC Planetary Healthcare Lab, bringing together researchers to generate data-driven solutions to the paradox of unhealthy healthcare delivery. One of few global pioneers of healthcare sustainability, Dr. McNeil was lead author on a study that modeled emissions from the Canadian healthcare system, which has been replicated at a global level and shows that healthcare contributes equivalent greenhouse gases to the aviation industry. The Planetary Healthcare Lab is the only entity of its kind worldwide, and its partner, Vancouver Coastal Health, recently appointed her to the newly created role of Medical Director of Planetary Health. Andrea is also an oncological surgeon at VGH and clinical faculty member with the UBC Department of Surgery.
Thank you to the YWCA for the honor of being amongst so many distinguished and impressive women. And thank you to my table of women of distinction. You are the best colleagues, friends, and partners in crime I could ask for, and this is all thanks to you.
Congratulations, Dr. McNeil. Our next award, whoa, that's loud. That was me. Our next award is in the nonprofit category. And to present that award, please welcome Penny Gerstein, Board of Commissioners of BC Housing.
So it's so great to be here. As a past Women of Distinction Award recipient, it is truly my honor to present this award tonight. BC Housing is proud to sponsor the nonprofit category. Our mandate is to make a positive difference in people's lives through safe, affordable housing. And boy, does it ever, we need this more than ever right now. The work of the extraordinary leaders in the nonprofit category contributes to the well-being and future of our community. And this is a mission that everyone at BC Housing shares. On behalf of BC Housing, I want to congratulate all the award nominees and recipients. Hired or summoned to the role for her exemplary qualifications, she propels change through her leadership, professionalism, and vision within the nonprofit sector. While strengthening and building momentum and capacity by advocating for important issues and her causes, she also mentors, inspires, and mobilizes others through her personal commitment and passion. She has successfully identified new opportunities, resources, and/or partnerships in the pursuit of excellence and service. The nominees in the nonprofit category are
Stephanie Baker is Vice President Construction and Interim CEO at Habitat for Humanity Greater Vancouver, where she implemented an innovative housing model now shared countrywide while also exploring atypical developer partnerships. Donna Chang is Executive Director of Cedar Cottage Neighborhood House and was an early innovator of out-of-school care in Vancouver to provide an inclusive space for underserved children after school. CEO of Success, Queenie Chu works to empower people on their Canadian journey through services and advocacy that promote belonging, wellness, and independence, and leads programs like Action, Commitment, and Transformation. Angela Cook, Associate Deputy Minister for the office responsible for housing construction standards and multiculturalism and anti-racism, champions shelter for all and is a tireless advocate for youth transitioning out of care. Former MP Libby Davies has advocated for women, the LGBTQ community, and the people of the downtown east side for more than 40 years, and currently sits on the board at Vancouver Community College. Jill Earthy is CEO of NBC, a strategic investment fund, and co-founded the Raise Collective for Women to access business capital in a way that meets their unique needs. Recently appointed CEO of Vantage Point, and as former Executive Director of South Vancouver and Marpole Neighborhood Houses, Zahra Esmail advocated for change in South Vancouver through anti-racism and social equity initiatives. Jillian Glennie is Associate Director of Development at Unity, where she created the Community Development Committee to support women with disabilities in becoming leaders in the community. Dr. Carmen Lansdowne is Executive Director of First United Church Community Ministry Society and First United Church Social Housing Society, and is leading a redevelopment project in the downtown east side. Judith Law is CEO of Anxiety Canada and has curated programs and resources to help people self-manage anxiety, including a virtual group therapy program and an online psychoeducation program. Katie Manning is Director of Programs at KidSafe Project Society, where she oversaw the expansion of KidSafe programs from 9 to 17 sites over the COVID-19 pandemic. Lisa Martella is Executive Director of A Loving Spoonful and recently opened one of the largest commercial kitchens in the downtown East Side to provide free and subsidized meals to people. Salima Maji, Vice President and Chief Development Officer at Royal Columbian Hospital Foundation, started a new initiative within the South Asian community to fundraise for early detection and treatment of brain disorders.
And the recipient is, drum roll, Libby Davies.
Libby Davies is a community leader, former member of Parliament, and advocate fighting for the rights and dignity of women, the LGBTQ community, and the people of the downtown East Side for more than 40 years. She currently sits on the board at Vancouver Community College. Libby was critical in the successful campaign to build the Insight Safe Injection Site and has campaigned for the introduction of a safe supply and harm reduction policy reforms to treat the issue and those affected by it with compassion. Libby was the first openly gay female MP in Canada and integral to legalizing same-sex marriage. As an advocate for a national child care program, her work has helped lead to the $10 a day programs currently being rolled out throughout BC.
Well, thank you very much, and hello, everybody. It's wonderful to be here tonight. And first of all, thank you so much to the YWCA for celebrating all of us and all of the amazing women who are here tonight. I'd really like to give a big shout out to my nominees from Vancouver Community College. So proud to be with you and on your board. And they're a wonderful group. And to my wonderful partner, Kim Elliott, we're a good team together. But most of all, I just want to say that all of us women, young, old, of color, Indigenous, been around, we're new, we're doing this one person at a time, but also together, we're changing the world. That's what we're doing. We're doing it from the inside, we're doing it in the community, and we're not ever going to give up. Thank you.
Yeah, we are. Changing the world. Thank you, Libby. Congratulations. To present the award for our next category in Arts, Culture, and Design, please welcome to the stage Dave Hargraves, Senior VP, Strategy and Business Development at Seaspan Shipyards.
Thank you very much, Sophie. So I'd just like to say what an incredible organization the YWCA is and recognize the staff that works for the organization. It is truly one of the most amazing organizations out there. So I'm here representing Seaspan Shipyards to present the award for Arts, Culture, and Design. She enriches the community through her talents and commitment to visual, literary, media, architectural, and/or performing arts. She excels as a creator or performer, facilitating or promoting the artistic efforts of others and broadening community engagement in the arts. The nominees in the Arts, Culture, and Design category are
Kristen Chung is Executive Director of Community Arts Council of Vancouver and co-founded The Future Is You and Me, a community mentorship program for women of color in the arts. Carla Mundy, singer, pianist, arranger, and choir leader, is founder and director of Song Roots, where she is building a community of musicians and music lovers who perform and appreciate world music. Crystal Paraboo is an independent curator and art historian, undertaking community building endeavors. She designed the Black Strathcona Resurgent Project and led CIRA, providing artistic opportunities to hundreds of BIPOC artists. Jessica Schellenberg is founder of Chorus and Clouds, a community-centered arts-based space for families to learn about child development in holistic and approachable ways through her own innovative programming.
And the recipient in the Arts, Culture, and Design category is Crystal Parabou.
As an independent curator and art historian, Crystal Parabou approaches her projects as community-building endeavors with an anti-racism and anti-oppression lens. She has revolutionized the curatorial program at the Vancouver Mural Festival, being the first guest curator to develop a hands-on curatorial framework. She designed the Black Strathcona Resurgent Project and led CIRA, providing artistic opportunities to 100 BIPOC artists, curators, performers, leaders, musicians, videographers, and others through mural art, performance art, workshops, and public tours that provide historical context to the area. Crystal was recently appointed as Public Art Planner at the City of Vancouver, co-leading the Public Art Program, and is a mentor for emerging Black artists, especially younger Black female queer identifying artists.
I was not expecting this. Thank you so much, YWCA. I just want to quickly say that I'm very proud of the work that I've led and produced, especially centering BIPOC, but specifically Black, Indigenous voices and ingenuity. And I'm proud of what I've done for the artistic community, but I just really want to bring attention to the labor that really goes into this work, especially as a young woman of color. There were a lot of times in the work that I've done where I felt pretty unprotected, misunderstood. A lot of labor went into the things that I did, but you know, you gotta just kind of push through it and remember to keep the eye on the prize and do what you're doing for what you believe in. And so I just want to dedicate this to all the women of color, especially Black women who are navigating the arts and have to do that labor in addition to everything that they do. And I just want to say to my mom that I love you very much, and this is for the strong line of Black matriarchs that I come from. Thank you.
Congratulations, Crystal, and also Crystal wins Best Shoes of the Night. I don't know if you were able to see them, but they're pretty amazing. Up next, it is our Community Champion category, and to present that award, please welcome to the stage Brooke Moss, Associate Vice President, Pacific Blue Cross. Brooke?
Okay, good evening. I am delighted to be here tonight presenting this year's Community Champion Award. Although we're always happy to present the award in this category, I'm so excited to be back celebrating these truly remarkable women this year in person. As BC's not-for-profit health benefits society, we at Pacific Blue Cross are keenly aware of the adage that we all rise by lifting others. Whether it's our support for other nonprofits through the Pacific Blue Cross Health Foundation, our partnership with organizations such as BC Women's Health Foundation, United Way's Period Promise Campaign, and of course, the YWCA Women of Distinction Awards, I am proud of the work we do at Pacific Blue Cross to ensure the future of women in our community is shining brighter than ever. And that's exactly what the nominees of the Community Champion category do. I'm honored to help recognize their astounding accomplishments tonight. She has personally identified a local community need or issue and initiated meaningful change, dedicating her own time and resources to champion her cause. What started as a volunteer crusade could now be a full-time or paid role for this leader. She has been recognized as a source of strength and heart in her community and is able to harness the time, talent, and capacity of others. The nominees in the Community Champion categories are
Founder and Executive Director of Vancouver Overdose Prevention Society, Sarah Blythe's advocacy and efforts have saved thousands of lives while creating a successful harm reduction model for Canada and abroad. Nora Flaherty, Inclusive Workforce Consultant for BC Partners in Workforce Innovation, has worked to assure individuals with disabilities have the best possible access to education, social services, employment, and social connectivity. Under her leadership as board chair, Nicole Geyer helped Take a Hike serve their largest graduation class ever while accelerating fundraising and committing to inclusion, decolonization, equity, and access. Jessie Core-LaHale is founder of Core Collective, a digital storytelling movement empowering Sikh women, Cores, to gather, deepen connections, and reclaim equitable faith spaces. Patience Magagala is co-founder and executive director of the Afro-Canadian Positive Network for HIV-positive people of African descent in Canada, and has built a network to end stigma around HIV. Amber Price, owner of The Bookman and passionate community changemaker through her business for 23 years, has launched the Chilliwack Mural Festival and helped found the Chilliwack Pride Society. Pam Robertson is board chair of Gibson's Community Building Society and has helped create the Gibson's Public Market and Nicholas Sontag Marine Education Center, attracting 100,000 visits a year. Lorelei Williams is founder and artistic director of the dance group Butterflies in Spirit, which empowers Indigenous women and raises awareness about missing and murdered Indigenous women across the country.
Wow. The award recipient in the Community Champion category is Sarah Blythe.
Sarah Blythe is founder and executive director of Vancouver Overdose Prevention Society, where she works tirelessly to address the ongoing and worsening epidemic of overdose deaths. Sarah began the society while drug use was heavily stigmatized, and despite heavy opposition, her advocacy and efforts have saved thousands of lives. Her work has also paved the way for governments across Canada and the United States to adopt a similar approach, including a safe drug supply, decriminalization, and better mental health services. The BC government has since established more than 15 overdose prevention sites across the province, thanks to Sarah's work. Sarah also founded the Vancouver Skate Park Coalition, spurred the creation of 6 new skate parks, and an official skateboard week, making Vancouver a world leader and helped change stereotypes associated with the sport.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, YWCA. I honestly didn't, there was such great other folks that were on the list that I didn't think I'd get this, so I did not prepare at all. And I think we all deserve it. From reading all of their biographies, every woman on the list deserves it. Every woman here who is here tonight deserves this for working hard. So anyways, I guess that's about it. I want to thank everyone for having me.
Congratulations, Sarah. And Sarah's a great advocate and community leader, and it is a well-deserved award. Well, the fundraiser thermometer is moving, so thank you, everyone. You can still fill out your donation cards on your table, or you can do that online if you'd like, but thank you for every gift that's coming in. The silent auction is now closed. Hopefully you got what you had your eye on, but again, you can pick up your items this evening. And for those of you watching at home, if you were the successful bidder, you can either pick up or the item can be delivered to you. On to our next award, everyone. And to present the nominees in the Research, Sciences, and Technology category, please welcome to the stage Minda Suhan, Vice President of Geointelligence, which I'd never heard of before. It's really smart, but she is VP of Geointelligence at MDA. Minda?
Well, it's absolutely wonderful to be here in person with all of you tonight. As has been said several times this evening, the YWCA has worked tirelessly to achieve women equity, and the Women of Distinction Awards have honored hundreds of women leaders for their inspirational roles and contributions in our community. As a woman in science and tech myself, and as the head of MDA's geointelligence business, which is very research and science intensive, I see the incredible contributions that women make to our company, to our industry, and to advancing science every single day. Many of those incredible women at MDA actually have joined me here tonight, and I want to take a moment to thank them personally for their leadership and contribution, along with the men that have joined us today that advocate for women in this industry. I want to personally again recognize the incredible impact role models have had on my career, and MDA is honored to support the YWCA nominees that inspire the next generation of women in these fields. Congratulations to all the nominees on your well-deserved honor, and best wishes to your continued success. She has dedicated herself to the pursuit of scientific, technological, and/or resource-based discoveries. She is highly respected in her field and is a sought-after visionary and mentor of other women. Her dedicated approach to her industry and her program signifies her leadership and critical thinking capabilities. The nominees in the research, the sciences, and technology categories are
Dr. Elizabeth Bryce is a leader and educator in infection prevention and control, a medical microbiologist with Vancouver Coastal Health, and clinical professor in the Faculty of Medicine, UBC. Dr. Janessa Laskin is a medical oncologist at BC Cancer, clinical associate professor at UBC's Division of Medical Oncology, and she has brought cutting-edge genomics technologies to clinical research. A pioneer in computing science, Dr. Gail Murphy is Vice President, Research and Innovation, and a professor in the Department of Computer Science at UBC, and co-founder of Tasktop Technologies, Inc. For nearly 20 years, Sybil Negris, co-founder, president, and CEO of webnames.ca, has advocated to increase awareness and eliminate systemic barriers holding women back from pursuing and thriving in tech STEM. Dr. Jerilyn Pryor founded the Research Knowledge Sharing UBC Center for Menstrual Cycle and Ovulation Research, and has spent her career researching and discovering ways to improve the lives and health of women. As a medical oncologist with BC Cancer, Dr. Anna Tinker has been instrumental in increasing access to innovative and promising clinical trials for women in BC with gynecological cancers.
And the award recipient is Dr. Elizabeth Bryce.
Dr. Elizabeth Bryce is a leader and educator in infection prevention and control, a medical microbiologist with Vancouver Coastal Health, and a clinical professor in the Faculty of Medicine, UBC. Elizabeth co-founded the BC Provincial Infection Control Network and played a major role in developing infection prevention guidelines, performing surveillance on multi-resistant organisms, developing educational programs, and providing expertise for emerging infectious events. Elizabeth's work with the VCH Canine Scent Detection Team is a Canadian hospital first, as it is the successful training of dogs for environmental COVID detection. She spearheaded VCH's initiative to use photo disinfection to significantly decrease infection in high-risk surgeries and introduced the use of UVC light mobile disinfection units. Her interest in environmental infection control has led to the adoption of numerous new technologies, including self-sanitizing surfaces.
Thank you, YWCA. I'm so honored. Nothing would have been achieved without the love and understanding of my family. the wonderful collaboration and friendship I have with my colleagues, the support of our foundation, and the fabulous generosity of our donors who made everything possible, particularly during some tumultuous time in the last 2 years. This is a celebration of women, and I'd like to make special tribute to my mom here tonight. She showed me what it was like to work hard, raise 7 children with not very much money, and to maintain a love in her nursing profession at a time when it wasn't expected that a woman who had children would work. She's 91, almost, and she remains vibrant and engaged in her community, her family, her friends, and her church. Thank you, Mom, for being a wonderful role model.
Thank you, Dr. Bryce, and Dr. Bryce's mom. Folks, our next award is in the Education, Training, and Development category, and to present that award, I'd like to welcome to the stage from BCAA, Dawn Demery, SVP and Chief People Officer.
Thank you. It's so wonderful to be here this evening. On behalf of BCAA, I would like to thank the YWCA for its dedication to achieving workplace equality. And at BCAA, we've seen how learning and development builds future leaders, and I think we heard from a few of them over there. 2 tables of fantastic women leaders at BCAA. And whether it's furthering their education, diversifying their experience, or building leadership capabilities, we believe in giving every team member the opportunity to develop. And that's why the award for Education, Training, and Development is so meaningful. She inspires a passion for lifelong learning in those around her. She contributes through practice, research, or administration in a learning environment including the education system, employee training and development, community education, and/or alternative programs. She motivates others to gain knowledge, set goals, or seek opportunities. The nominees in the Education, Training, and Development category are
Dr. Jennifer Marchbank is a professor in the Gender, Sexuality, and Women's Studies Department at SFU and co-founder of Youth for Change, an activist education group for LGBTQ2S+ youth. V. Victoria Schroff teaches animal law in her roles as instructor and adjunct professor at UBC Allard School of Law and Capilano University faculty member, and wrote the textbook Canadian Animal Law. Jaswinder Sodhi is a high school teacher at University Hill Secondary, where she places an emphasis on being a global citizen and established a U-Hill Girls Coding Club. As head of school at Fraser Academy, Maureen Steltman leads a strategic quest for excellence in education and remediation for students with dyslexia and language-based learning differences. Dr. Fiona Whittington Walsh is a faculty member in Kwantlen Polytechnic University's Department of Sociology and principal researcher for the Including All Citizens Project, a fully inclusive 4-credit university certificate program.
And the award recipient is Dr. Jennifer Marchbank.
Dr. Jennifer Marchbank is a professor in the Gender, Sexuality, and Women's Studies Department at Simon Fraser University. She creates unique ways to engage, empower, and teach LGBTQ2S+ youth through intergenerational oral history podcasts, involvement in activism, advocacy, and education. 10 years ago, she co-founded Youth for Change, an activist education group for LGBTQ2S+ youth, and is a leader and facilitator for members aged 12 to 22. Her passion for helping others does not stop at youth, as Jen also concentrates on elder research within the LGBT community, particularly in end-of-life conversations at the SFU Gerontology Research Center. She co-authored Raising Awareness and Addressing Elder Abuse in the LGBT Community, an intergenerational arts project with youth and seniors working together to produce the first Canadian materials on LGBT elder abuse.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much to the YWCA for hosting this event. I would like to say a special thanks to my colleagues from the Network to Eliminate Violence in Relationships, Dr. Sheila Early and Dr. Balbir Gurm, who's in the room with us, last year's winner, by the way. They are responsible for my nomination. And I also want to say a very special thanks to the co-founder and co-facilitator and my co-conspirator on many, many of these projects you've just heard about, my wife, Sylvia Trefan. Nellie?
Congratulations, Dr. Marchbank. And moving along now to the Entrepreneurship and Innovation category. To present the award in that category, please welcome from Clio, Natalie Archibald, Interim Vice President of People.
Hello, everyone. At Clio, our mission is to transform the legal experience for all. And true transformation involves innovation, dedication, and perseverance. Just ask tonight's group of entrepreneurs in this category. As a founder-led organization created from two childhood best friends who started their entrepreneurship journey with a snow shoveling business in Edmonton, Clio understands the importance of innovative thinking and of the remarkable things that can happen when you create something that leaves the world a better place. Each nominee in this category exemplifies all of these skills and more. Tonight's recipient has taken an innovative approach to solving a problem, filling a need, or breaking into a new market. Her drive, ingenuity, and solid vision for her business separates her from her competitors as she has made sacrifices and taken great risks to successfully launch, revive, or manage a business. The nominees in the Entrepreneurship and Innovation category are
Just Cakes Bake Shop and the Jar Bar founder Ravina Oberoi has her cake jars in 5 Fresh Street markets and with 13 wholesale partners, and opened Canada's first cake jar vending machine. Natasha Kettel, president of Happy Planet, is invigorating the company and is responsible for launching Earth's Own oat milk into the Canadian market when it was an unknown plant-based beverage. Dr. Gili Regev is co-founder and CEO of Sanitize, where she helped invent a breakthrough technology that uses nitric oxide to treat topical infections. Brandy Svensson is co-founder, CEO, and creative director at Be the Change Group, a certified B Corporation bringing together 3 interdisciplinary teams to address health, education, and climate issues.
The recipient of tonight's award in Entrepreneurship and Innovation is Dr. Gili Regev.
As the co-founder and CEO of Sanitize, Gili Regev helped invent a breakthrough technology that uses nitric oxide to treat topical infections. With the onset of COVID-19, Gili and her co-founder implemented a clinical trial with results showing that Sanitize's nasal spray was highly effective in killing the virus. In under 2 years, Gili has led her small research company to a global corporation. She led her team to raise investor funding, organized additional clinical trials, negotiated partnerships throughout the world, launched manufacturing in 2 countries while curating a close working relationship with Health Canada. Gilly strongly believes in providing opportunities for women, with women comprising half her board and almost half of Sanitize's employees, consultants, and advisors. She is also an active member of the steering committee for the Canadian Antimicrobial Innovation Coalition.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you to YWCA for celebrating all these incredible women that I've met here, and thank you to my other nominees in the same categories that I think deserve this as much as I do. And I would like to say a big thank you to my co-founder and my whole team who wakes up every morning and know that they're gonna spend the day trying to save people's lives, and this is really what matters. So thank you very much.
Thank you, and congratulations, Dr. Regev. Our next category is in health and wellness. To present that award, please welcome to the stage Azmina Karim Bondi, Chief Legal Counsel for IA Financial Group.
Thank you, Sophie. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests and nominees. I'm delighted to be here with all of you tonight at this prestigious event in celebration of women and in person, which has been wonderful. IA Financial Group has been privileged to be a legacy sponsor of the YWCA's Women of Distinction Awards for 16 years, and we are really honored and proud to present the award for health and wellness. As a life insurance company, we work to ensure the financial security of the individuals and families that we serve in times of need and during a health crisis. We are very grateful for the opportunity to improve the quality of life in the communities in which we work and where we live. Each of tonight's outstanding nominees has an unwavering commitment to delivering, promoting, and advocating for healthy lives and communities. She has made a significant and sustained difference in Metro Vancouver while empowering her community to change or better the lives through improved health and wellness practices. The nominees in the health and wellness category are
Dr. Charlene Gill is a BC Cancer Medical Oncologist, researcher, UBC Professor of Medicine, and President-elect of the Canadian Association of Medical Oncologists, and leader in the field of gastrointestinal malignancies. Cheyenne Johnson, Executive Director at the BC Centre on Substance Use, oversaw the development of BC's first clinical guidelines for treating opioid addiction and the training to support its implementation. As a pediatric infectious disease specialist at BC Women's and Children's Hospital, Dr. Laura Sauve's career focus is on the care of children experiencing social marginalization, especially those with HIV. Dr. Jacqueline Saw is VGH Interventional Cardiology Fellowship Program Director, UBC Clinical Professor, and a leader in the research, diagnosis, and care of spontaneous coronary artery dissection. Dr. Carolyn Chow is an anatomic pathologist who helped improve efficiency of the vaccine rollout during COVID-19 and improved lab turnaround times at Royal Columbian Hospital. Dr. Yanette Valdez Tejeda is the BC leader of COVID-19 resources, leads Vaccine Conversations, a program that addresses vaccine confidence, and founded Immunolatinx's, a web-based community linking immunologists from around the world.
On behalf of IA Financial Group, I'm pleased to present the Health and Wellness Award recipient in this category to Cheyenne Johnson.
As Executive Director at the BC Centre on Substance Use, Cheyenne Johnson is advancing evidence-based responses to substance use harms and the ongoing toxic drug crisis to identify its root cause. Cheyenne co-developed the vision and mandate that led to the creation of the BCCSU and oversaw the development of BC's first clinical guidelines for treating opioid addiction and the training to support its implementation. These guidelines became a blueprint for similar national guidelines adopted by the Canadian Research Initiative in Substance Misuse. A nurse by training, Cheyenne helped establish the Addiction Nursing Fellowship, which prepares nursing fellows to work clinically and be leaders in the field of addiction. The program is now the largest of its kind in North America and Canada's only Addiction Nursing Fellowship training program.
Wow. Thank you so much. I want to recognize all the amazing women in my category and also all my amazing colleagues at the BC Centre on Substance Use. This is always a team effort and can't do it without you. I'd like to accept this award in memory of the more than 9,000 people who have lost their lives to overdose. Thank you. That's more than 6 people a day in BC. It's more than 4 times the number of people who have died from COVID in our province, and it's entirely preventable. We can and must do more to end overdose and uplift the lives of people with lived and living experience of substance use. Thank you so much. Miigwech.
Congratulations. All right, folks, just before we get to our next award, just a reminder that we are here to celebrate women, but we are also here to help support the achievements of women, to help support women in our community so that they can continue to get on that pedestal, to harness their own power, and to one day get here as well. So I'm going to raise up this donation card. My script said that this was the moment when I was supposed to make my own donation, but I already did that. So if you haven't made your donation yet, please do. It's been a tough couple of years, as we've mentioned a few times tonight, and it's been very tough on nonprofits because we haven't been able to have gatherings like this, and we haven't been able to hear these inspiring speeches and inspiring stories in person. There's something about human-to-human contact that, it doesn't translate well on Zoom and Microsoft Teams. So while we have you all here tonight, I want to ask you once again to continue to support the YWCA and the great work that it does in Metro Vancouver, in lifting up women, in helping them find better futures for themselves and for their families. So here it is again, and we'll continue to make our way around the room and collect your donation cards. Thank you for my TED Talks. Okay, where am I going now? Hang on, I'm just ripping up my script here while I'm up here. All right, our next award is in the Business and Professions category. And to present that award, please welcome to the stage Women of Distinction Award Judge and YWCA Metro Vancouver Board Member, Diane Sparrow. Diane?
Hi, Chika, Sophie. I'm so delighted to be able to present the 2022 nominees for the Business and Professions category. These women are inspirational leaders who have demonstrated the highest level of commitment to excellence. I know the importance of uplifting women, especially in male-dominated sectors. Her colleagues and competitors in the field acknowledge her professional leadership and consistent commitment to excellence. While leveraging her achievements and business acumen to facilitate change and create opportunities, she demonstrates respect for and engagement with her community, clients, and colleagues. The nominees in the Business and Professions category are
Gigi Chen Kuo is the General Counsel and Executive Vice President Corporate Services at TransLink, where she has dedicated her 28-year career to working for the public interest and advancing diversity and inclusion. Leslie Cliff, Genis Capital Management's co-founder and chair, and a fierce competitor, innovator, and leader in her pursuits, has grown Genis into a prominent B Corp with $2 billion in assets. Radha Kirpin is Bennett Jones Vancouver Managing Partner and National Leader, ESG Strategy and Solutions, and co-head of Environmental Law and Aboriginal Law, as well as Greater Vancouver Board of Trade Senior Vice Chair. Kim Dent Wilder, Mainframe Studios Executive Vice President, helped grow the workforce from 400 to 700 plus in the last year, and is leading an effort to analyze internal equity rates and trends. Devinder Gill is Regional Vice President, Business Financial Services at RBC, and the first South Asian and first female in BC to become a boarded executive in RBC's Business Financial Services. Salima Remtula, Vice President of Operations and Corporate Strategy at Leith Wheeler Investment Council, is an advocate for diversity and inclusion who has played a pivotal role in empowering junior employees. Jill Schnarr is Chief Social Innovation and Communications Officer at TELUS, where she launched the Pollinator Fund, Connections Women Network, and the Chloe Awards to recognize female leaders. Juggy Sahota is Vice President of Consumer Health at TELUS and introduced TELUS Health MyCare, TELUS Health Companion, and over 1,000 on-demand healthy living titles for the TELUS Healthy Living Network. Nancy Wilhelm Morden, QC, is a lawyer with Race & Company and was Whistler's mayor, founder of Whistler Housing Society, Whistler Community Services Society, and the Community Foundation of Whistler. As president and CEO of Absolute Software, Christy Wyatt is delivering a cybersecurity transformation during the new work from anywhere era while propelling the company's growth and success.
Recipient is Juggy Sahota.
An authentic leader in the telecom sector, Juggy Sahota is Vice President of Consumer Health at TELUS, where she has turned her passion for improving healthcare for Canadians into her job. Juggy introduced the virtual healthcare service TELUS Health MyCare to the country, reaching 89% of Canadians. She has also introduced TELUS Health Companion, the first personal emergency response system provider on Apple Watch in Canada, enabling independent living for aging Canadians and peace of mind for their loved ones through a 24/7 personal medical alert service. Juggy led the introduction of more than 1,000 on-demand healthy living titles for the TELUS Healthy Living Network on Optic TV, and she helped lead the TELUS Health for Good program, which aims to provide primary health care to more than 35,000 Canadians experiencing homelessness.
Unfortunately, Juggy is is not with us this evening, so I'll accept this on her behalf. Thank you, everyone.
Again, congratulations to Juggy and to all of the nominees and the award recipients we're celebrating this evening. I did get an update on what we've managed to raise so far, everyone. And so the grand total right now is $96,840. Oh, sorry. I can't take a countdown clock, apparently. $96,847. Yay! But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Where are we going to go? Higher. What was that? 125,000 is what our goal is. So we're getting there. We're getting there, but we still have some more work to do. And again, please fill out those donation cards if you can. Well, folks, the YWCA, as I'm sure you know, is committed to the full realization of equality for Indigenous peoples. The YWCA has a long history of working with Indigenous groups to provide holistic, culturally relevant programs and services. And 2 years ago, the YWCA introduced a new award category to honor 2 unique women. One, an Indigenous leader, and the other, an ally, working independently and committed to finding a new way forward. To present this year's awards for Reconciliation in Action, please welcome Sophia Vitalis, Lead of Education and Mentorship, and Kim Vanderwoord, PhD, Lead for Strategy and Relations at Reciprocal Consulting. Sophia and Kim.
Gilakasla, thank you, Sophie. Nuguam Golasium, Nuguam Namgizaksman. I just want to first shout out to all the Indigenous women in the room. We see you. You're worthy. Since time immemorial, Indigenous women have been leading reconciliation and working tirelessly for safety, equity, justice for their families and communities.
Woo! Today, we also witness allies joining the path of Indigenous women as they walk alongside to hold up Indigenous voices. Our team at Reciprocal Consulting are so honored to be here today for the 3rd year of the Reconciliation in Action Award.
They engage their communities in dialogue and action to strengthen relationships. They have made a significant and sustained difference across Metro Vancouver by supporting, healing, and building more just and equitable communities for all people.
They may be a champion or advocate committed to the reconciliation movement. The nominees in the Reconciliation in Action category are
Tracy Antoine is from Spucktaus in the Shuswap Territory. She is Vice President, Indigenous Markets, BC Region at RBC, where her initiatives have made home ownership more accessible to people in Indigenous communities. Suel Chalat Shirley Hardman is a member of the Shwai Village, 60 Scoop survivor, and Senior Advisor on Indigenous Affairs at the University of the Fraser Valley, guiding indigenization and reconciliation work. Gorkit Jad is from Old Mahasset Village, Haida Gwaii, and is Indigenous Cultural Liaison at Rain City Housing and Support Society. She co-founded Walk for Justice and the Women's Memorial March. CEO and co-founder of Reconciliation Canada, a New Way Forward Society, Karen Joseph is a Musqueam Tuswatanux visionary whose leadership has significantly shaped reconciliation in Canada. Dr. Jennifer Kramer is a curator at the Museum of Anthropology and an associate professor of anthropology at UBC, where she collaborates with Indigenous leaders, elders, artists, and knowledge holders. Charlene Sanjenko from the Splatscene Band is founder and CEO of Powerhouse Impact Media Group, a company that amplifies the sacred work of changemakers, offering decolonized leadership and re-indigenized decision-making.
And the award recipient in the Reconciliation in Action category is Karen Joseph.
CEO and co-founder of Reconciliation Canada and a New Way Forward Society, Karen Joseph is a Musqueam Tuswatanux visionary whose leadership has significantly shaped reconciliation in Canada. Her efforts contributed to the City of Vancouver designating 2013-14 a year of reconciliation and becoming a city of reconciliation. Karen recently began actioning the Indigenous Women's Leadership, Resilience, Reconciliation, and Shared Prosperity Program, which honors the Indigenous worldview and seeks to re-establish the role of matriarchs in our communities and economies. Karen is overseeing reconciliation walks, reconciliation dialogue workshops, and online gatherings to honor the unearthing of children at former residential schools. She has played a vital role in her community since she was 13 years old, assuming the responsibilities and duties of a matriarch in her nation.
My name is Karen Joseph. I'm the eldest daughter of Chief Dr. Robert Joseph. But I'm not here to talk about him today. I'm here to talk about my mother, Kwantilau. Our family just came back from spreading her ashes in the traditional territories of our homes. And we came back here for this, and I was praying that this would happen tonight. Because it talks about me being 13. She's a survivor of domestic violence. She's a survivor of the Indian residential school. She's a survivor of alcoholism. She's a survivor of so many different things. She helped raise her brothers and sisters after her parents passed. Most of my aunts, 15, passed early due to violence. One of my aunts was a victim of Robert Pickton. The history of violence and trauma within our family is real. And yet my mother, with a grade 8 education, when I was 13 years old, got her first job 4 years after she got clean and sober, teaching kwakwala within the schools, within our system. She started off detailing cars, working in the canneries, working as a chambermaid for the hotels. And then after she got that job, she moved on to do more and more and more things. In her last time in her life, her working career, she worked with the Native Court Workers Association, and she was implementing Dalgamuh upon all of the 6 court processes within the city of Victoria 20 years before we even heard about it at the leadership level. There are so many Indigenous women who have this story, who we never hear about. And so I'm going to ask every Indigenous woman here today to please stand up, to please stand with us. This is for all of us. All of us. We were asked for 25 seconds, but I traveled all this way. And so I'm going to ask my sister and my niece to sing us a love song to honor our mothers, to honor our sisters, to honor our nieces, to honor all of those that are here with us today that help make us who we are and help to lift us up in the way of our people. And I'm going to leave you with a number, and remember those are our children. We don't even hear about it today in the newspapers. 10,500 children, less than 5% of Indian residential schools reporting. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ask somebody. And this song is for our mothers and for our children and for our grandchildren. Gosaya
Thank you. And the award recipient in the Reconciliation and Action Ally category is Dr. Jennifer Kramer.
As curator at the Museum of Anthropology and associate professor of anthropology at UBC, Dr. Jennifer Kramer's exhibitions and scholarship are produced with Indigenous leaders, elders, artists, and knowledge holders. Dr. Kramer facilitates access to Indigenous treasures and belongings in museum collections and work to bring Nihilk'in and Wokino community members to museums across North America. She co-curated the exhibition Shake-Up, Preserving What We Value, bringing together Indigenous knowledge with engineering, geological, and architectural knowledge of earthquakes and tsunamis. At the invitation of Kwakiwak family and friends, she curated the award-winning Kesu, The Art and Life of Doug Cranmer, which traveled to Cranmer's home community, Alert Bay. Her work focuses on reconnecting historic treasures with their Indigenous communities, healing and building intercultural relationships that foster Indigenous pride, sovereignty, and wellness.
Thank you. I am humbled and honored to stand with these strong Indigenous women, Tracy Antoine, Swelshalat Shirley Hardman, Gulkit Jaad, Karen Joseph, and Charlene Sanjenko, a formidable cohort. I am grateful for the encouragement, support, and nominations from 4 inspiring and passionate women who believe in the beauty and power of Indigenous ways of being and knowing. Chemik Diane Paul, Setsalani Banshee Hanus, Marjorie Fee, Susan Rowley. As a settler scholar of Jewish descent, originally from New York City, in the mid-1990s, I came to Kumkots, now known as Bella Kula, to learn from Nihilk artists and knowledge holders about their cultural heritage, their historical and contemporary treasures, and wanted to be part of recognizing their wealth now and for the future. Almost 30 years later, I am blessed in my relations with Nihilk elders and matriarchs. I promise to continue to serve as ally in your righteous fight for sovereignty and self-representation. And I send my condolences to Karen Joseph, Robert Joseph. I've been to Kauai, to Kinkum Inlet. It's a beautiful home and territory. And I thank you for the work that you do and for allowing me to be here to do some work with you too. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer and Karen. Congratulations to both of you. And just, Karen, thank you for that moment to see. It was a powerful moment. I'm just going to leave it at that because I have to say more words. And it was a moment. So I am grateful to you for taking the time and going past the 30 seconds that you were given and allowing us to share that with you. That was pretty special. So folks, it is now time for our final award of the evening. Last but definitely not least, we are looking to the future now to present the next award in the Young Women of Distinction category. Please welcome Robert Helsley, Dean of the UBC Sauder School of Business and Grosvenor Professor of Cities, Business Economics, and Public Policy.
Thank you very much, and that was indeed a powerful moment, and I think we're all honored that you would share it with us here this evening. And I think it is appropriate that our final award this evening does celebrate the future in recognizing some fantastically talented young women in our community. So we at the Sauder School are very pleased to partner with the YWCA in promoting and celebrating the principles of equity, diversity, and inclusion within the business community. And thus, we are honored this evening to announce the nominees in the Young Woman of Distinction category. She is an exceptional young woman aged 18 to 25 who demonstrates leadership, maturity, and compassion. She has committed herself to a cause or pursuit of a personal dream while showing perseverance, innovation, and a keen understanding of community issues. The nominees in the Young Women of Distinction category are
Heba Husseina supports STEAM education for youth through her role as Surrey Program Coordinator for Science World's Future Science Leaders and is founder of Youth for Care supporting Surrey Memorials Hospital. Nikki Ovasi is Associate Director of Free Periods Canada Foundation, where she advocates for menstrual equity and co-led a project to promote reusable menstrual supplies at UBC. Stephanie Kwan, an electrical engineering undergraduate student at UBC, founded the Sprouts Initiative, a community organization focused on sustainability, accessibility, and community, and works collaboratively to create funded accessibility solutions. Vedanshi Vala is co-founder and executive director of Bolt Safety Society, which provides free access to safety tutorials and information on local services for survivors of violence and abuse.
And the award recipient is Heba Husseina.
Heba Husseina is passionate about supporting STEAM education for youth. Through her role as Surrey Program Coordinator for Science World's Future Science Leaders, Heba brings together diverse experts and educators to develop and facilitate lesson plans and to introduce students to career paths within STEAM. She was a panel speaker during Youth Innovation Day at the 2019 BC Tech Summit. Heba is founder and president of Youth for Care, which fundraises and raises awareness for Surrey Memorial Hospital while fostering connections between youth and the hospital. She helped pilot an initiative to 3D print assistive devices to members of the local hospital and healthcare community. In 2019, Heba gave a TEDx talk, How Volunteering Grows Healthy Communities, focusing on how volunteering impacts her journey.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm shocked, humbled, and honored to be here. I'm honestly still in awe that I'm in the same room as Dr. Bonnie Henry. I look up to you so much, Dr. Bonnie Henry. Thank you. I wanted to take a moment to thank the YWCA for giving us this platform to inspire and empower and celebrate all the amazing women that are here today. To the nominees in my category, Stephanie, Vedanshi, Nikki, this one's for all of us. I'm so honored to have gotten to talk to you and know you today. I want to especially take a moment and dedicate this award specifically to my mom and dad. They have been my biggest supporters since day one, and there's a long list of things that I'll thank them for, but the most important thing is they have believed in me on days where I didn't even believe in myself. So thank you so much, Mom and Dad. Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations, Heba. And congratulations to all the nominees. You don't have to duck, it's okay. Congratulations to all the nominees and award recipients for the 2022 Women of Distinction Awards. We do have a few more things that I want to touch on before we say goodnight. First of all, the amount we've raised so far. We're not quite at our goal yet, but you can keep donating. So where we are right now, do we have a drum roll? Because I'll follow the cue this time. Oh, thank you, everyone. $99,270. Now remember, everyone, our goal is $125,000 raised by the people in this room and those watching online, and all of the donations made tonight will be matched up to $350,000. So we've got a lot of room to grow here. So please keep giving, and remember the stories you've heard tonight about the great work that the YWCA does in our community in Metro Vancouver. All right, turning the page. So before we go home tonight, we do have a few draws to do, and we have 4 lucky winners to announce tonight. We're doing our draws a little differently tonight. First up, of course, you've all been enjoying your meal beside that beautiful anthurium plant. That was your centerpiece tonight, the anthurium plant. Thank you to Imagine That Events for those beautiful centerpieces. So let's see who from each table will get to take that home. Oh, Nicole has. I get an envelope now. So you should have picked a chit number. And I'm drawing a number, and if you pick number 5, then you get to take the centerpiece home with you. Very nice. All right, and our raffles now, everyone. Just 2 more minutes from me. We will be drawing for 4 lucky winners. This year, the YW used an online platform called Raffle Nexus. So what it does is it uses a random number generator that's been tested millions of times by a third party in order to be certified by BC Gaming. I think I was required to say that, so now you know. Our raffle team has done the draws. They are completed and verified, and here they are. So all raffle winners will be immediately emailed and notified tonight. If you happen to be in the audience this evening, please give us a wave and we can give you your prize before we leave this evening. The third prize in our raffle draw is the 1-year membership to the YWCA Health and Fitness Center. The second prize, we'll do that. How does this work? Hang on a second here. Got it, okay. The third prize is M. Whittle. M. Whittle, you get the 1-year membership to the YW Health and Fitness Center. The second prize is the beautiful white gold solitaire pendant, 0.45 carats, and the first, oh, hang on. That's the second prize. I'll get this by next year. The second prize is from Spence Diamond, that beautiful pendant, and that goes to M. Dunley. M. Dunley is excited. So I think if you're in the room, you can raise your hand and we can give you your prize before you leave tonight. And then our first prize is 2 tickets anywhere WestJet flies. And we can go places now. So who's going on WestJet somewhere? M. Lee. 220154. M. Lee, 220154. I don't know if Emily is in the room, but you're going places. And the last draw is for some money. The 50-50 draw winner is ticket 120545, G. Morgan. G. Morgan, 120545. G. Morgan is in the room. All right, let me just check what we got going on here. Well, thank you everyone for celebrating the 2022 Women of Distinction Awards this evening. Again, so thrilled to have you all in person. And now I've remembered the swing of emceeing a large event face-to-face. And you've come along on that journey with me, so appreciate your patience. Oh, we have one more thing?
50-50.
Oh, that's the total?
That's the
Oh, I thought I already did that. Stand by, stand by. Okay, sorry about that, I'm back. Everything is okay. I was just going to tell you that G. Morgan, the winner of the 50-50 draw, is splitting the jackpot of $13,590. So, even better. Congratulations. All right, again, thank you for joining me tonight for the Women of Distinction Awards. For those of you who have won the raffle tickets, a raffle draw, and your silent auction items, please check your phones for a text message or email notifying you of your winning bids, and you can collect your items in the lobby. Once again, thank you for joining us. Don't forget about next year's awards. If you know of a deserving woman, workplace, community leader, nominations for 2023 are already open. You can check out the YWCA Metro Vancouver website. I'll see you again in person, fingers crossed, next year. Good night, everyone. Get home safely.